of the World Junior Hockey Championship in 12 games. He's even with Jordan Eberle.
That's such an accomplishment. It's so cool.
3 straight victories, and now it's on to the quarterfinals against Slovakia.
Sure is, Gord. Here's a look at the quarterfinal schedule. Bedard will look to make history Monday against Slovakia. The last time Canada lost at this juncture was back in 2019 when Finland pulled off a stunning overtime win in Vancouver. Our coverage of the Canada-Slovakia game will begin at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. The day will begin with either Sweden or Finland going home. All right, time now for worst play of the day. And I'm sure everybody knows that this was going to be it. Mackenzie Blackwood is gonna want that one back. That's tough.
Been there.
Yeah?
Not ideal.
No. I mean, if you're a goalie and that doesn't happen to you, are you even really playing?
That's fair. You gotta take risks,
the
right?
Worst. All right, time now for 1v1. And in my personal opinion, which means absolutely nothing.
Come on.
I think our one-time champ, Brennan Othman, is in tough against our challenger.
I really agree. Devontae Adams was spectacular on Sunday. Check out this ridiculous diving catch with the defender all over him, making it even better. Adams broke the Raiders' single-season receiving yards record on that play. What a
That
special
catch was just silly, but as is this play. I mean, it's World Junior season, people. Look at that. No look between the leg pass by Brennan Othman, setting up Dylan Guenther. I mean, pretty slick. You love to see it. Choice is yours, though. We got nothing to do with this. Voting's now open. tsn.ca/1v1. Winner will be revealed on the early edition of SportsCenter on Monday. Speaking of Monday, how about that Monday nighter? That's going to be awesome.
We've got the Monday nighter. We've got a quadruple header of quarterfinal matchups, all on TSN at the World Junior. It's going to be a great day.
Crazy. Have a good one, everybody.
See ya.
Commentator clothing provided by Copley. Proudly made in Canada since 1883. Monday Night Football. Watch or stream on TSN.
I love this game.
This year's World Juniors, and what a way to start quarterfinal Monday here in Moncton, New Brunswick with Sweden and Finland. These teams came up short against top contenders last time out, missing out on a chance to finish first in their respective groups. And setting up today's matchup, Sweden falling to Canada, Finland to the U.S. So it's all about who can get back on track the fastest here today. And it is our final day of competition here at the Avenir Center. Halifax will take it the rest of the way, will bring us home as we say hello. And thanks for joining us. I'm your host, Laura Dyken, joined alongside our analyst, Dave Reed. And Happy New Year to everyone watching. Happy 2023. And we've got 4 dynamite games coming your way today on quarterfinal Monday. Check out your Group A winners. Haven't hit the podium at the World Juniors since 2005, taking on the Swiss, the U.S., and Germany. That's our second quarterfinal game here in Moncton. And then the big one, Canada, the defending gold medalists, taking on Slovakia in Game 4 of our quadruple header. Well, while Finland is trying to win its 4th gold medal in the last decade, the knockout stage has not always been kind to Sweden. Sweden teams in the past have seemed to dominate the preliminary round, only to falter at this stage of the competition. The last time Sweden won gold at the World Juniors, that was back in 2012. It is the latest chapter of the Nordic rivalry here today, and with plenty more. Let's say hello down to Dennis Bayak, Craig Button, and gentlemen, I think we're in store for a pretty dynamite goaltender duel here today.
Laura, you set this game up very well, and yes, at the end of the day, this might be a goaltending show. Let's start with Jani Lampinen of Finland.
Yeah, he's been tremendous for Team Finland. Team Finland doesn't have a lot of offensive punch, but with Jani Lampinen in the net, he doesn't take them out of the games. He's been real solid, one of the best save percentages in the entire tournament. His ability to not allow the opponent to get any type of momentum offensively has been tremendous. He'll be key for Finland. Carl Lindbom, he's been just as good for Sweden. You're looking at two of the best goaltenders in this tournament in Lindbom and Lampinen. And when you look at the ability of these two goaltenders to keep you in the games and not let in any weak shots of significance, and when you're in a quarterfinal game, any weak goal is of significance. And this game between these two great rivals sets up to be a fantastic game.
Lampinen has the #1 save percentage at the World Junior Championship. Lindbom had it until he ran into a red-hot Canada team. Laura.
Yes, these two teams know each other very well. The last 10 years, Sweden and Finland have met 10 times at the tournament, 6 of them coming in the knockout stage. Finland has won 4 of those, including in the semifinal at the Summer World Juniors in Edmonton. So Dave, for us covering Group B here in Moncton, this is our first chance to see Sweden live and in person. This is a talented group, 6 first-rounders on the roster. Who has stood out to you so far?
Philip Bistad is the one guy. He's 6'3", San Jose's first rounder from this past draft. He's a dynamite player. He centers the #2 line, I suppose. He's along with Leo Carlson, who'll be a top 5 pick, and Fabian Wagner. These guys should be scoring a lot more goals. Bistad is big, he's strong, he moves the puck extremely well. This team has only scored 5 goals in their last 3 games. Scoring is something that maybe Moncton coming over here to Moncton from Halifax is going to help. Bistad, I believe, is the guy who's going to step up for Sweden in this game. If they want to get through Finland, they're going to have to find a way to score more goals.
Kind of similar situation with Finland, a talented forward group. Some have underperformed, some have not, that's for sure. Who has to step up for Finland here today?
Again, another team that's looking to score goals. I'm looking at the big winger. Jani Newman is a big, solid player. He goes up and down the wing extremely well. He's got a heck of a shot. He's got a couple goals in the tournament. And for me, the player like Newman, with the way he battles on the boards, the way he wins battles in front of the net, he's Seattle's second-round pick in the last draft. He plays alongside Werner Miettinen and Nico Huhtinen. This line is big. They move the puck extremely well, and Newman loves to shoot the puck when he has the opportunity. So I'm not sure we're going to see a lot of goals because Craig and Dennis were talking great goaltending. But if we do, I think these two guys we talked about are going to be key factors.
It's a rivalry that rarely disappoints, no matter the tournament, no matter the level. And yes, the stakes are very high here today. You have to win, otherwise your tournament is over. Quarterfinal Monday officially kicks off next with Sweden and Finland here in Moncton.
For Canadians, waiting for a guide dog literally brings life to a standstill. The demand for guide dogs raised and trained in Canada is at crisis levels. Thousands of Canadians are waiting. Please join me in becoming a CNIB Guide Dogs monthly supporter. CNIB Guide Dogs, which relies on the support of the public, has launched a nationwide campaign to urgently expand their guide dog program. Join me in becoming a CNIB Guide Dogs monthly supporter. It takes 2 years to train these puppies with purpose and just 1 minute to sponsor them. For just 66 cents a day, you'll help ensure that every Canadian who relies on a guide dog to live independently can have one at no cost thanks to you. You'll receive regular updates on the puppies, and best of all, you'll know in your heart that you are providing a lifeline to someone in need. Call or click at 1-855-CNIB-DOG or sponsorpuppies.ca today.
Happy New Year from Moncton. It's quarterfinal day at the 2023 World Junior Championship. 8 teams will start the day. At the end of the day, 4 will remain. And it starts with a terrific IIHF rivalry, Finland against Sweden. Referees for this game, Graham Hamilton of Duncan, BC, and Michael Cherry of Switzerland. Your linesman, Brandon Grillo of USA, and Tarrington Wyonzik from Regina. Carl Lindbaum, a Vegas draft pick, has played all 4 preliminary games, a save percentage of .941, third best in the World Junior Championship. Yanni Lappinen, save percentage number 1 at the World Junior Championship at .963. He is 2-0, a goals against average of 1.00. Magnus Havelet has coached Sweden's U16, U17, and U18 teams. This is his first time as head coach at the World Junior Championship, and the same for Tomi Lampsa. His first time at the World Junior Championship, has spent the past number of years coaching in the KHL. Quarterfinal underway. Sweden and Finland, game 1 of 4 today. This one starts it all in Moncton.
All right, stand back. Oh, great. All right, packed house. Let's have some fun.
It is a packed house. And yes, let's have some fun. Heimo Salmi will send this in. Came around the boards, unable to get a stick on it. Was Koivunen, cleared back up at center. Joakim Kemmel will deflect it through. And Sweden back into its own zone with Adam Engström. Engström will play it loose. Big Oscarsson is on it. Oscarsson has a stick lifted there as he's being hounded by Joakim Kemmel. Came back at the line for Wieland. On for Heimo Salmi. And Heimo Salmi lifted a shot, and that went high and wide. Heimo Salmi had the most ice time of any Finland player in the game against the United States a couple days ago. 23 minutes and 15 seconds. This gets sent around the boards by Newman. Engström waits for it in behind his own net. Never got to him. Oscarsson is on it. Milton Oscarsson, 6'6", 215. It's to the line, but not out. And Lindbaum has to make his first good save of the game. And then Sweden will ice the puck and the faceoff to come back.
This game is all going to be about how each team can establish their presence in the offensive zone and how each team can defend below the goal line and below the dots in the defensive zone. There's a turnover. Oscarsson, who's a forward behind the net, looks very unsure of himself. Finland gets in on the forecheck and creates a scoring chance.
Sweden's numbers are interesting. 16 goals for in the tournament, but 11 came in one game. There's a chance in front. Lindbaum will hold it. 7 goals against. 5 came in one game.
It is interesting. Then again, off the offensive zone face-off, below the goal line, and now get in around the net. A real good play. Lindbaum gets all over that loose puck. Talked about Finland in this tournament. Their defense do not handle the puck very well. So a great way to mitigate against that, play in the offensive zone.
Face-off win by Sternbjorn. That is a strength of this Sweden team, is the face-offs. They own the number 3, number 7, and number 8 spots in face-off percentage coming into this quarterfinal game. Right now having some trouble getting out of their own end of the ice. Sandin Pellikka played it around the boards, but it's kept in at the line. Suomi comes in, and Lindbaum forced to make another stop.
Well, and give Sweden the same dose of medicine they got versus Canada. Canada was relentless on the forecheck. They were hard on the wall, and they created a lot of good opportunities off of that type of pressure. Finland has gone right to work here in the first 1 minute and 43 seconds.
Philip Bistad comes out to take this face-off. 64.7% in the face-off department, but he does not win that one. And Wieland with the wrister, and Lindbaum a glove save.
Keep this in mind, too, Dennis. You talked about Sweden, Finland, great IIHF rivalry. But these kids have all played against each other in a lot of ways from the time they were 15, 16 years of age. Familiarity breeds contempt, and you know there's always contempt between these two countries when they get together on the ice.
Kopironi, number 13 for Finland, trying to pull this back into the slot area. Roni only played 4 minutes and 35 seconds. He was nicked up early in the game against Team USA, but is in this lineup for Finland for this quarterfinal game. Brad Lambert will carry it in. Lambert takes it wide on Bistad. Throws it to the front of the net. Heimo Salmi jumps in from the line. It ends up in the corner. Pettersson trying to play it away. Tied up at the side of the net. Bistad is on the loose puck. Bistad trying to get out. Can't. Imamo will try to get this back to the front of the net. And that got steered away before anyone could get a shot away. And Minao coming off a real good game against Team USA. As a part of the Assad program since U16 in Pori. A shot from the far side that goes wide, sails all the way around the boards, and Schulholm will chase this back for Sweden.
Let's find out on the ice for Sweden. Olgren, Oslin, and Lekaramäki terrific at the U18 when Sweden won the gold medal last April.
Cleared in, pass in front from Koivunen, never got to the front of the net. Back in front, score! Tapped in at the side of the net by Oliver Kapanen. And Finland gets off to the 1-0 lead.
3 minutes and 10 seconds into the game. Finland has played the game in the Swedish zone, and this is another example. They get moving through the neutral zone, and then they attack, and they keep the puck, and then a real nice play to the net. But Oliver Kapanen is so aware of where that puck is. If you watch his eyes, he already sees where the shot is coming from, finds the loose puck over the pad, under the glove of Lindbom, and a 1-0 lead early in this first period for Finland.
So Oliver Kapanen opens the scoring. His second of this World Junior Championship. Also leads Finland in face-off percentage at 62.6, which is 5th best in the World Junior Championship. As he comes in winning 42 of 67. Lampinen plays it around the boards. Lysell knocks it down and then gets knocked down. Puck is jammed loose by Ruotsalainen. And up it goes in center. Hukkinen trying to chase it down there against Janssen. And it's deflected up in center, and now Sweden back in with Lysell. He'll put on the brakes, tried to slip it back into the corner. It was intercepted. Finland will clear. Will it have enough to get across the icing line? It will not. And Elias Pettersson, a Vancouver draft pick, will send this into the right side, and Leo Carlson will deflect it in. And around the boards, and Sweden back with Pettersson. Takes a look over his left shoulder. Carlson will deflect it out at center. Back out in neutral ice, and back in for Väisänen. Kalle Väisänen, nice move, gets a little bit of room as he works his way around Bistad. Thielen is in from the line. Thielen #2 in average per game ice time in this World Junior Championship at 25:51. He was #1 for most of it until Simon Nemec had a big-time game playing 27:06 in the game against Switzerland on Saturday.
Oliver Kapanen, who's so dialed into the details, and as this puck skips in, a little deflection there by Kemmel and right to Kapanen. You know, it's one thing to get in front of the net, but to be aware in front of the net is what results in goals, and it's a direct example of that by Oliver Kapanen.
Kemmel and Koivunen will pick up assists on the goal by Kapanen.
It looks like Sweden got on the bus in Halifax just this morning and arrived just in time for the game, because they look slow, they look tentative, they look unsure of themselves. That is not the way you want to start a quarterfinal match.
Sweden will host next year in Gothenburg. They can return 11 players from this year's team. So whether that's by accident or whether that's by design can be a discussion, but looking forward to hosting this tournament next year, a couple of years after they were initially supposed to host. Big hit in the corner there.
But I would say to you, Dennis, it's not by accident, it is by design, because the 19-year-olds in Sweden, the 03 group, isn't very good. That's what it is. And a great opportunity here in this year's tournament, but with an older group next year on home ice, that opportunity just becomes that much better.
Alexei Malinin Sends it around. Brad Lambert on it. Lambert throws it cross ice and deflected off a stick. As Ogren got a piece of that. Right back in for Liesel. Wrist shot. That one off the stick and way wide. Corralled on the far side. There by Strombier. He'll chase it down. Trying to get that to the front of the net. Victor Sternbjorn, a Chicago draft pick back in 21. Joakim Kemmel will chase this into the Sweden zone. Sandin Pellikka, 17 years of age and a terrific talent. He'll send this in deep. Retsalainen off the backboards, gets some help there from Wieland. Wieland trying to clear. Rosén blocked it. He sacked Rosén, letting the shot go that went wide. Came to the side of the net, grabbed off, and cleared there by Oliver Kapanen. On for Joakim Kemmel and through for Billy Koivunen in the top line for Finland. Pettersson to the backboards, and both go down hard. Kemmel maybe looking over at the referee, wondering why there was no call on that. And across for Bistad, who's had a very good tournament for Sweden. 2 goals and 5 points so far for Philip Bistad. Leads the team in scoring, number 3 in the World Junior Championship. There's the contact we were talking about, Pettersson and Joakim Kemmel.
Hey, what are we doing for the Chevrolet Good Deeds Cup this year? As much as we can! That's good! What about donating clothes? That's good. Washing cars? Got Mom an ice cream?
We believe there's an innovator in all of us. That's why we build technology that helps everyone come to the table and do more incredible things.
Both these teams medaled in August. Sweden with the bronze, and this is how close Finland came to the gold. Mason McTavish pulls it off the line, and that leads to the winner by Kent Johnson. And Finland, there's their reaction, and there's the emotion. That close to gold in Edmonton. Chipped up at center, and out of harm's way there by Miettinen. Long lead pass. Backer will deflect this in. The Winnipeg draft pick gets turned over at the blue line. Newman will send it right back in. Comes around the boards. Engstrom will send it on and stuff it up the boards. Comes back around. Heimosalmi for Finland plays it back down. Newman works it in behind the net. Newman plays it back at the line, dealing with the blast, and that went off the leg in front and just wide. Yanni Niemann, the Seattle pick.
Dennis, you talk about that great play by Mason McTavish. We've seen golden goals. That was a golden save.
It was. It is such a... I mean, Kent Johnson gets the winner in overtime, which is huge. That's what gets you the gold medal, and yet you can never forget that Mason McTavish play.
It'll live in infamy. You think about some of the great plays in World Junior Hockey. Zibanejad, the overtime goal, the last time Sweden won.
Pass across. Consta Kapanen is after it. Kapanen gets tied up in the corner there with Sandin Pellikka. Good move at the line by Melanin as he worked his way free. Sidestepping Lekerimäki. Now Lekerimäki trying to drop it back into his own zone on a second try. He will. Sweden starts a line change. And up the middle for Liam Ogren. Ogren couldn't get anywhere. This gets cleared right back in. Haminau jamming it down low, but play will get whistled down.
There's the 6 players that were on the World Junior roster that lost to Canada in August. That fantastic defensive play by Mason McTavish in overtime. Allowed Ken Johnson to be a hero.
Slap shot from the line by Suomi. That whistled wide. This gets kept in at the right point. Ervasti will play it back down low. Cross it comes for Suomi. Jimmy Suomi goes high, short side, blocker save made by Carl Lindbaum. And the puck will get cleared up in center ice. Oscar Pettersson will leave it there, and Oscarson will chip this puck in. And Sweden will start a line change. Lindbaum coming into this game, .941 save percentage, 3rd best in the World Junior Championship. 1.74 goals against average, 2 shutouts so far in this tournament. Finland took care of that early in this period. And so far, we talked about both goaltenders. Lindbaum has been by far the busier of the 2.
Yeah, he has been. I mean, Sweden doesn't even have a shot on goal yet in this game. Lindbaum has had some activity in and around his net. He's been really sharp. Play on that led to the first goal. You can't place any real significant blame on him. Sweden's got to get their game going. They're a full step behind Finland.
Greg, you mentioned the gold medal winning U18 team. 7 from that team on this team here. And winning that gold medal over Team USA 6-4. They were outshot badly in that game, but found a way to win it 6-4.
They did find a way to win it, and they had some help from some posts and crossbars, because that line of Cooley, Snuggerud, and Gauthier, which have been so terrific here for Team USA, were fantastic all the way through that tournament and in that gold medal game.
And we will see them in the next quarterfinal game here in Moncton, USA against Germany. In between that, over in Halifax, Czechia and Swiss will play. And then, of course, tonight it all rounds up to Canada and Slovakia. Off day tomorrow, and then semifinals followed by the finals. There's also the relegation series going on between Austria and Latvia. Touch on that in a moment. Miettinen circles at center ice for Finland, gets double team there. Stromberg will knock it off his stick and then head to the bench on the change. Lysell leaves it. Taken there by Bistad. Big Bistad will try and bust his way through. Lost his footing and went down. And Koivunen will chip this up at center ice. And right back in by Jonsson, who's had a real good tournament. 3 goals in the tournament and 6 points for Ludwig Jonsson. He leads Sweden in points. Followed by Bistad. Snapped up the right side boards and deflected in by Huuhtanen. Huuhtanen, the last pick in the 2021 draft. Lindbaum, the netminder, was the 3rd last pick. But there was a draft where Huuhtanen was very high. That was in the CHL draft when he got selected by the Everett Silvertips. Number 2 overall. Taken by Ogren. He'll send it out for Ostlund. Drops it back. Ostlund plays it back. Solholm will send it in. Ostlund goes in after it. Gets tied up. Väisänen tried to play it up the boards. Could not. Kept it. Ogren shot to the short side. And Jani Lampinen makes his first save of the hockey game. With 8:07 left to go in the opening period. Engstrom sends this up. These 2 teams met for gold in 2014. Finland defeated Sweden, and it was even more of a thrill for Finland because they did it on Swedish soil. It was in Malmo.
Rasmus Ristolainen coming down that right wing, cutting right in front of the net. All you heard was the celebration of Finland and the silence of the Swedish players and fans.
There has been some moments in this World Junior Championship. You mentioned the Zibanejad one earlier, that one there. Of course, the one by Kasperi Kapanen in 2016 in Finland. We've already showed you the McTavish, Kent Johnson situation from August. Sharp angle try through there. That goes to the far side boards of Sweden, trying to get some offensive zone time. Isak Rosén had that sharp angle shot. The Buffalo draft pick that plays in Rochester. And now the first penalty of the game is coming to Heimo Salmi. And Sweden will go to the power play. Took them 11:47 for Sweden to get its first shot on goal.
My daughter loves reading. It's like her happy place. It turns out this is something she shares with her great aunt, Florence Morel. Books were Florence's happy place too. I discovered on Ancestry that Florence had a book published before she came to Canada. Once she settled here, she became a teacher and was able to keep sharing her stories with her students. Get to know your family story. Get started for free at ancestry.ca.
Heimo Salmi sitting in the penalty box, and this is a double whammy for Finland. Number one, Heimo Salmi plays a lot of important minutes on the penalty kill. The Finns have given up 3 power play goals in this tournament to date, and Heimo Salmi has been in the penalty box for 2 of those power play goals against. You just can't lose a player like that to your penalty kill. We'll see what Sweden can do with it.
And Sweden's power play has been a concern in this World Junior Championship. Only 2 for 16 for a 12.5% success rate with the man advantage. They had 1 in the 5-minute major against Canada. And then later in the second period had the 5-on-3 for 52 or 53 seconds. So they've had some chances with the man advantage to do some damage. And now this power play is going to come to an end.
So Isak Rosén, he gives the puck away in the neutral zone at the blue line. That allows the play to go the other way. And then now Rosén is in all kinds of trouble. Here's the giveaway. And then now you chase back, get your stick in there. There is no way Magnus Havlin drew up this start for Sweden. They have been so poor.
Coming off the loss to Canada. Interesting that both these teams in a chance to claim first spot going into their final game. And Finland, as Laura mentioned earlier, lost to USA. Sweden lost to Canada.
I forget who the coach was, but he was, Scotty Bowman. They asked him after he got beat one time by Colorado in the playoffs. The reporter said, is this what you expect? So expect it. This is not what you expect in a playoff game. I think Magnus Havlin might have the same thoughts in his head.
Shots are 7-1. So we'll get some 4-on-4 for 90 seconds. Then there will be a brief Finland power play at the back end of it. And of course, as we always say, barring any more calls, which is fairly evident, but we'll mention it anyway. Engström carries out of his own zone for Sweden. Lines it to center.
I could be a conspiracy theorist and say that Sweden's power play is so bad they prefer to play 4-on-4.
Drop back. Leo Carlson will play it back at the line. Odelius comes near side. And Sandin Pellikka will get chased back out at center. On for Bistad. Bistad winds his way in, tried to get around Urvesti, could not. And Urvesti will come cross ice for Jimmy Suomi, and he'll play it down the ice, and this is going to go for an icing call. And despite the fact he's only 17 years of age, Sandin Pellikka made sure that went for icing.
I got rolling in the right direction, and he's decided that I was just going to downshift into a lower gear and make sure the puck stayed ahead of me for the icing. Good young player, Sandin Pellikka.
18 minutes and 43 seconds. Average ice time for him leads Sweden in that category. So I think that speaks to what a good player that 17-year-old is. Elias Pettersson plays this in behind the net. Ervasti is there. Ervasti ties it up along with Ogren. Comes to the near corner. Ostman gives chase on his man. Suomi puts on the brakes. Faked as though he was going to go behind his own net. And then gets back to the forehand and just gently sends this back into the Sweden end of the ice. Elias Pettersson will wind his way in. Pettersson takes it wide. 5 seconds to a brief Finland power play. Ogren drops it back. Ostman back for Pettersson. Out of the penalty box now with Heimel Salmi. And Otto Salonen will carry it out. He'll hit the line. Checked on the play by Wagner. He tried to clear it, could not, but Salonen will skate it outside the line. And the power play is about to end. No shots on that power play. Koivunen is after it. Koivunen trying to play it back to the line, and this gets deflected away by the stick of Isak Rosin, the Buffalo first-round pick, and we get a stoppage.
They got my attention with all their talk about fees. But hey, fees don't tell the whole story. The tools and support that I get with RBC is what really matters to me. I'm in charge of my investing decisions and feeling confident.
Hockey fans, get your Hockey Canada gear at shop.hockeycanada.ca, the official online store of Hockey Canada, and the largest selection of Hockey Canada gear anywhere. Get jerseys, men's and women's tees, hoodies, headwear, and more. Don't miss out. Shop now and get today's special offer. Shop.hockeycanada.ca, a Fanatics experience.
Players aren't the only ones who get involved with the fans when it comes to exchanging pucks and candies. Our incognito camera guy, Devin Como. And Devin decided to get involved before the game. There's a youngster who wants to be just like Devin. He is sneaking his way back into the penalty box. Pick up great pictures. They get great sound. Show home at the right point. Sends it back in. We love when that microphone sneaks into some of those conversations. Rosean ties it up there. Lysell couldn't handle it for Sweden. Back up for Kemmel. Kemmel will leave it for Koivunen. Back for Joakim Kemmel. Kemmel sends it for Heimel Salmi. Heimel Salmi to the short side. And Lindblom makes the save and hangs on to it.
Joakim Kemmel he's got a real smoothness to his game, and you know, he kind of twists and then he understands where he's got to slide the puck to. And then Heimel Salmi, he goes, just get the puck through. You saw the first goal as the puck gets through and then Kapanen finds it.
Joakim Kemmel. We look at Lindblom. Kemmel with 4 goals, 12 points in August. Second to Mason McTavish in World Junior Championship scoring. He was selected to the All-Star team back in August. He was a 21-22 Liga Rookie of the Year with JYP with 15 goals. So the Nashville Predators have a good one on the way. Halonen on for Salon. Salon sends it deep. Odelius for Sweden chips it up at center. Wagner goes in after it. Wagner gives chase. Mellon in tight turns to find himself some open ice. Kopi Roni gets to the blue line and no further. And Sweden on the turnover. Comes in for Jonsson. 3 in the tournament. Score! Jonsson puts it to the back post. And Leo Carlson is there to tap this home. And his first of the World Junior Championship ties the game.
This is the 5th game for Finland. If you don't know what their weakness is, then you're never going to know. Salin has the puck. They're coming out of their zone. They get a nice little play here by Malin. Now they're coming out of their zone, and then they decide to kick it back. Like, what are you doing here? Like, that's just another sloppy play. And Sweden, who has had nothing here, Leo Carlson gets his stick on that puck, reaches around, and makes a really nice deflection around Salin again. Sweden has had absolutely nothing in this game. And then Finland decides, hey, let's just recreate Christmas Day and give them a gift.
Sweden needed something to happen. And Leo Carlson, who turned 18 on Boxing Day, gets his first of this World Junior Championship to go along with a couple of assists. He did miss one game. Him and Liesel were both under the weather one game. Carlson took the warm-up but did not play, and Liesel left at the end of the first period. Game 3 for Sweden. They ended up going on to win the game in extra time. Oscar Pettersson gets it to the line, kept in by Suomi, swings it around the boards, and Elias Pettersson.
And you never know where an illness might kind of spread through your team. It might even be a rationale for how they played here in this first period against Finland.
Ervestig will play this through, and this will be deflected in by Newman. 1-1 tie. There was a pre-tournament, 5-team tournament in Ostrava in November. And Finland went 4-0 in that tournament. There's a shot that never got through. And Yanni Niemann led the tournament in scoring with 7 points in that tournament in November in Ostrava. Ostlund will play it to the corner. This gets sent up the boards by Scholholm and the Karimäki. Sends it in. Ostlund trying to find some room down the right side. Boards got squeezed out. Carlson from Jonsson and Bistad. So the 7th point of the tournament for Jonsson and the 6th point of the tournament for Bistad. This gets turned over. Koivunen leaves. Oliver Kapanen and Carl Lindbaum keeps this a 1-1 game.
Yes, Carl Lindbaum. You know, you have the puck on your stick, and Odelius now throws it across. It's intercepted, and the quick play by Koivunen to intercept it, and then Kapanen jumping into the hole. Nice little backhand to the forehand pass, and that is a great read and a great save by Carl Lindbaum, and a little bit of exasperation by Oliver Kapanen.
Lindbaum came into the game with 113 saves on 120 shots. And a 3-1 win-loss record. His only loss was the game against Canada, and really Canada gets the 3-0 lead by about the 12-minute mark of the opening period. And other than that, Lindbaum was right back to his fabulous self. Canada blitzed Sweden to start that game. Turned over inside the line. Wagner spins it up towards the front of the net. And Finland there to clear. Back up for Engstrom. He puts on the brakes, watched by Joakim Kemmel. Sends it up to the Finland line. Heimansalmi breaks it up. Brad Lambert will play it back to him. I wonder why Brad Lambert's English is so good. Spent grade 6 in Saskatoon, where his dad Ross played, his uncle Lane played.
And everybody in Saskatchewan knows grade 6 is the most important time to learn English.
Get half your grade 12, grade 6. 1-1 tie. 20 minutes done here in Moncton as the quarterfinals get going with a great IIHF matchup. 1-1, 20 done.
Canada Drives is the easiest way to sell or trade a car. Simply enter a few details online and get an instant offer that is valid for 7 days. So you can think it over. If you like our offer, we'll come pick up your vehicle and you'll get paid. Canada Drives can even pay off any existing loans. We take care of everything. No hassle, no low-ball offers. It's the smarter, safer way to sell or trade a car. It's Canada Drives.
I got this mountain bike for only $11.
DealDash.com, the fair and honest bidding site. This KitchenAid mixer sold for less than $26. This iPad sold for less than $43. And this PlayStation 5 sold for less than $1.
I won these Bluetooth headphones for $20.
I got these 3 suitcases for less than $40.
And shipping is always free.
Go to DealDash.com right now and see how much you can save.
It's about more than the goals they score. It's about life skills they learn. It's about friends they make. It's about their love for hockey. None of it would be possible without the assist you can provide. The Hockey Canada Foundation Assist Fund is breaking down barriers to get Canadian youth on the ice and in the game. Every child deserves the chance to play. Donate now at hockeycanadafoundation.ca.
When the story unfolded, were you courtside for the drama, the tension, the elation? When the stage lit up for the world to see, were you there? The Australian Open. The story starts here.
The first intermission is brought to you by Destination Moncton Dieppe.
Oliver Kapanen got the crowd on its feet here at the Abbonati Centre, scoring the first goal of our first quarterfinal. 1-1, though, is where we stand after 20, and with more, here again is Dennis Bayak.
Joined now by Joakim Kemmel of the Finland team, a Nashville draft pick. Your team got off to a very good start. What was the reason for that?
The reason was like, maybe the main thing was we talk about it, just work hard, do everything, skate, hits, like that. So easy advice, but just we working.
How has this tournament gone for your team so far?
I think so, pretty good. And we got our game, like each day is going better way and good.
Reason for your line for the success that it's had? Your line has created some chances.
Maybe the main thing is just play simple game. When you have a chance to score, try it, and simple passes, and just work hard.
Thanks for this. Good luck.
Thank you.
All right, Dave and Laura back here with you once again. In our pregame, we were talking about how offense hasn't always been front of mind for both of these teams and how the goaltenders have been very strong throughout this tournament. So just how important was it? How much confidence did it give the Finns to get that game's opening goal?
Huge goal. Whenever you get the first goal, you put the other team back on their heels. It forces the other team to chase you around pretty much the whole period. That's exactly what happened with the first goal. I really liked the play by Joakim Kemmel in the neutral zone. He redirects the puck to the far side over to Billy Koivunen, and Koivunen just starts to move with it and delay. And then again, Kemmel gets his stick on it. We just heard Kemmel talk about his period and what they're looking for. That was a great first shift by Kemmel, and it results in a goal. 2 touches on this play, and he gets the primary assist. This puck comes to the net. He redirects it in, and Oliver Kapanen is there to bank the rebound in. Get a really good look at the hand-eye coordination of this youngster. Nashville's got a very top prospect. Usually it's Kemmel winding up, letting the shot go, but it was Kapanen making the best of a really nice deflection by Kemmel.
Because Sweden finished third in their group, the day off yesterday wasn't really much of a day off since they had to travel from Halifax here to Moncton. A very slow start. Sweden not registering its first shot on goal in almost the 12-minute mark of that period. Why was Finland so successful on kind of containing the Swedes in that period?
They were skating. Finland was moving. Craig talked about it during the period, how Sweden weren't skating. And when you're not skating, you're going to be absolutely dominated. This was a perfect example of Sweden having to come in, like you said, from Halifax, and it was pretty much the Roadhouse Blues is what Finland just absolutely smothered them. The blue title board coming through here in Moncton. This is a phenomenal first period of forechecking. It was just shift after shift after shift. Sweden couldn't get out of their own way half the time. Finland was moving their feet quicker. They were anticipating the play better. Sweden was telegraphing passes. You could just tell where the play was going to go, and Finland was there before the play was made. Sweden's going to have to pick it up. They did. Maybe the goal late in the period will help them pick it up, but this was just all Finland all the time in the first period. Terrible giveaway, just sloppy, slow plays. You can just, you've got to move your feet. If you don't move your feet, you're going to get caught in your own zone, and that's exactly where Sweden found themselves pretty much the whole period. Slow
starts, nothing new for the Swedes. In their game against Canada, similar. Didn't get their first shot until about midway through the period. Had only 5 shots total in that first period. 2 here in Moncton. But hey, things somehow work out for the Swedes as we're all tied up.
Well, we've seen this before with Finland. It's poor play by their defenseman breaking out of the zone in the neutral zone, and its first pass, it's either a wrong decision or a misplay. This is Malinen comes up the ice. It's a misplay, a bad decision, and then a giveaway. It's not bad that you make one mistake, but when you put 2 mistakes together by your defenseman, this is what happens. Beautiful play by Ludvig Janssen. I mean, this is full possession. Move the puck, move the puck, move the puck up the boards, throwing the puck to the middle. You're just going right into problems. And then it comes right back to Salin, and Salin's not really sure what he wants to do with it. He gives it away. Look at this pass by Janssen, tipped in by Luke Carlson, who's going to be a top 5 pick in the upcoming draft. That is such a heads-up play. Janssen is leading scorer on this team. He's a defenseman. He's got 7 points in the tournament for Sweden, and you can see why. That's such a smart play, and it's 2 mistakes by Finland in their own zone that didn't need to be made. Craig went on about it, but you hate to harp on the same thing, but we've seen it consistently, and it has been their downfall in this tournament. First puck movement from their D out of their zone hasn't been good, and it costs them the goal.
And you mentioned Carlson, who is expected to be a top pick, as you said, in the upcoming draft. How important was that goal for him? His first of the tournament, coming at a perfect time in this quarterfinal. Sweden and Finland, just the start of a busy Monday here in Moncton, as well as in Halifax. Craig Button will join me next with his thoughts on Team Canada ahead of their quarterfinal against Slovakia later today.
With Eastside Mario's all you can eat, you manja, manja, manja. Oh, Pop, they got more salad. Oh, Pop, they got more soup. Oh, Pop, they got more garlic home loaf. Manja, mama, manja. Hey, bada boo, bada bing.
Canada Drives is the easiest way to sell or trade a car. Simply enter a few details online and get an instant offer that is valid for 7 days. So you can think it over. If you like our offer, we'll come pick up your vehicle and you'll get paid. Canada Drives can even pay off any existing loans. We take care of everything. No hassle, no low-ball offers. It's the smarter, safer way to sell or trade a car. It's Canada Drives.
Our hero Paul loves to help others, but today he's helping protect himself against pneumococcal pneumonia, which can put you in the hospital. He got the Prevnar 20 vaccine. Yes, even heroes should think protection. Ask about Prevnar 20 today.
The record-breaking online World Juniors 50-50 is back this holiday season. Don't miss your chance to win more and give more. December 19th to January 5th. Proceeds will benefit important charitable initiatives in your community and support girls hockey programming. Go to worldjuniors5050.ca or scan the QR code on your screen to get your tickets. You could be our next lucky winner, and you can take home half the total pot in your province. Don't miss out. Pick up your World Juniors 50-50 tickets today.
Get your Hockey Canada gear at shop.hockeycanada.ca. The largest selection of Hockey Canada gear anywhere. Shop now and get today's special offer. Shop.hockeycanada.ca. A Fanatics experience.
It's not only quarterfinal Monday at these 2023 World Juniors, but the relegation round started today in Halifax. It's a best of 3 between Latvia and Austria for the right to stay up with the big group at next year's tournament. Norway won the D1A event last month to gain promotion. So this one in the third period, Latvia currently on top 4-2, and game 2 will go on Wednesday.
The 2022 World Junior Hockey Championship. It's the United States against Czechia. The U.S. has won 7 in a row against Czechia overall, including 6 straight wins in medal round play. And away we go. Back at the point, Jacek shoots, bouncing, puck is score! Tipped in front by Misha. And the game is tied at 1. Walking waiting, big chance, score! A great shot by Peter Hauser. Chance now for Goot. Michal Goot works it back ahead. Goot scores! Yuri Kulik, the empty net goal, and Czechia leads by 2 with a minute and a half to go. The United States rolled through the opening round, but their tournament ended with a thud as Czechia scores a massive upset.
As we welcome in Craig Button now, and Craig, we just saw what happened to the U.S. at the Summer World Juniors. Finished atop the group much like they did this time, but were upset by the Czechs in the quarterfinals. Next for the U.S. is Germany here later today. Any chance the U.S. is going to take the Germans too lightly? I think they perhaps have learned their lesson.
Yeah, well, I mean, Germany is at a whole different level than Czechia. The USA are not going to take Germany lightly, and Germany has no chance in this game. The USA are getting better and better from game 1. Probably a learning lesson when they lost to Slovakia. This team is too talented, and they're really, really complete throughout their lineup. Starting in net with Trey Augustine, the defense group has been fantastic, and up front, they're really taking charge. So I don't think that the U.S. is going to take Germany lightly, and at the same time, Germany's in way above their heads. They are trying to compete at a level that they're incapable of competing at.
That's Craig Button, doesn't mince words at all. Let's move on to Canada now, who will be taking on Slovakia in the quarterfinal in Halifax, the last game on our schedule. The Slovaks handed the U.S. their lone loss in the preliminary round. No pushovers, absolutely not. What challenges will they present to this Canadian team?
Well, it's going to start right in net with Adam Gajan. He's been a real significant part of the Slovakia success, and he will continue to be the player that's going to have to be really strong for Slovakia. No question about that. They have enough skill, and they have some ability on the power play, and if you give them an opportunity to be in the game, then they can stay alive, keep their head above water, tread water if you want to call it that. But all in all, Canada has too much for Slovakia, deeper in their lineup. And when you watch how Canada has played against Sweden in their previous game, yes, Czechia was an off game, but that was at the first day of the tournament. We're no longer there. And Slovakia, despite having Adam Gajan and some skill up front, and the great story of Slovakia hockey the last calendar year, I think Canada is just too strong. One thing for Canada, a great opportunity to get their penalty killing in order, because that has been an area of their team that hasn't been all that great.
I know we continue to watch Connor Bedard, who could set all kinds of Canadian records here today, but who else could step up big for Canada?
Connor Bedard. Oh yeah, Connor Bedard. Oh yeah, Connor Bedard.
You know,
like yeah, really, yeah. I mean, they got enough talent. I mean, we know that Dylan Gunther's had a good tournament. We know that Logan Stankoven is a really good player. But make no mistake about it, you can look down the lineup for others to contribute, and they're going to be able to have that opportunity. Connor Bedard is the headliner. He's the only name in the marquee, and all he does is deliver.
That's right. Well, it was Canada and Slovakia in pre-tournament action. Connor took 4 penalties in that game. So speaking of learning lessons, hopefully he stays out of the sin bin here tonight. Thanks for that, Craig. We'll let you go and get ready for the second period. And just a reminder, Canada-Slovakia, final quarterfinal of the day, gets underway at 6 Eastern time with the
Anna stayed at this hotel and paid this price. Not bad, Anna. Laura stayed at the same hotel with the same experience and paid a lot less. How? Well, Anna found the hotel on her usual website. Laura, on the other hand, used Trivago to compare offers from major booking sites and found a great deal. Something tells me Anna will be using Trivago next time. Hotel? Trivago.
Across the nation, the Canadian Hockey League is known for investing in moments like this. But did you know we're also investing in this and this? While you're probably used to seeing us here, we're also here and here. Through the CHL Scholarship Program, clubs award nearly $10 million each year, helping thousands of former players continue their education. So while you're seeing this, we're also doing this. The CHL, developing tomorrow's leaders.
This is your chance. You keep her alive. Save her, you can save her.
You come this far, and you know what's out there.
You have a greater purpose than any of us could have ever imagined.
The first intermission was brought to you by Destination Moncton Dieppe.
Oliver Kapanen second in the World Junior Championship at 3:10 from Kevin Koivunen, and then Leo Carlson from Johnson and Bistad at 16:55. There's the shots, 9-2 in favor of Finland, and Sweden probably very fortunate to have this a 1-1 tie. We expected Sweden to forecheck Finland's defense, but it was the other way around.
Yeah, and for Finland, they got right after that defense, playing a lot of the time in the offensive zone and getting a lot of opportunities. Oskarsson, who's a forward below the goal line, they just went right after it. And, you know, the pressure was along the boards, not allowing them easy exits, sealing them off. And, you know, some of the plays where Sweden was hoping to have a little bit more room and time, Finland just refused to give it to them. And, you know, when you get in on the body and you get in hard on the puck, you're going to get opportunities. More than that, you're going to create a lot of problems for your opponents. It's exactly what Finland did versus Sweden in that first period.
Well, not sure what the message in the Sweden dressing room was between periods 1 and 2, but probably guessed that they were saying, guys, we need to get going here. But it is 1-1. That's the positive of it.
I think if there's anything, it's a quarterfinal miracle for Sweden to come out of that period at 1-1.
You mentioned that 2014 in Malmo. That is the last time that Sweden hosted a World Junior Championship. And we will be in Gothenburg, Sweden next year for the 2024 World Junior, western coast of Sweden on the North Sea. Sweden can return 11 players from this year's team to next year's squad.
Very talented group of 04s, some 05s. We've seen Axel Sandin-Pellikka. So good. His fellow defense partner with the 05 group, Tommy Wielander, another right shot defenseman. Sandin-Pellikka and Wielander might be the two best defensemen in the draft. So they got a lot of talent. They didn't win the U18 by accident. They come back with a loaded team for the World Junior in 2024.
And Lindbom is going to hang on to this. We'll have the face-off in the Sweden end of the ice. So Sweden 3-1 in the preliminary round. The only loss coming to Canada started with that 11-0 win over Austria. Shots were 51-13. And then they beat Germany 1-0, so back-to-back shutouts for Carl Lindbom. And they beat Czechia in overtime. A couple of goals there from the defenseman Ludwig Jonsson. And then that loss to Canada, where they got down 3-0 and made it a game after that and had some chances. Thomas Milic made a couple of big saves. One off with Karamaki late in the second period that was brilliant when it was 3-1. This gets cleared to the line, but does get kept in by Sweden. Chopped away from Bistad. Bistad and Miettinen, the 218s, in a battle. Cleared into the high slot, got away from Leo Carlson and deflected back into the Sweden zone. Sandin Pellikka will circle out of his own zone. Gets away from Huuhtanen, winds his way to center. Sandin Pellikka drops it off. Bistad whips it wide. Off the sideboards for Ogren. Ogren couldn't handle it cleanly. Jimmy Suomi will get it out at center. Huuhtanen gets it to the line. Huuhtanen gets knocked down on the play. On the backtrack there, Liam Ogren takes him down to the ice. Elias Pettersson. His pass up the middle is intercepted. Päiväranto gets the shot through. Lindblom had trouble squeezing it. Suomi at the line, couldn't get it deep. Grabbed off by Sandin Pellikka, and he'll get it out to center. Konsta-Kapanen breaks it up. His first IIHF event for Finland. Got the tournament's first goal. Konsta-Kapanen did. And his cousin Oliver Kapanen got the first goal of this game.
Carl Lindblom, a shot that gets deflected off the stick of Salamanca, and then he's not able to handle it cleanly, and Bison getting in there after the puck, but Finland unable to use that to their advantage.
So another face-off win here for Sweden. Talked about that at the start of the game. Sweden's numbers very good, although that was not evident in the opening period. Finland was very good in the face-off department in the opening 20 minutes. Wiesel, a Boston draft pick, plays in the American Hockey League with Providence. Wiesel drives this in, and then he gets tripped up on the play.
And he gave a real long stare to the referee after he was taken down.
Wiesel to the front of the net. Spent last year, of course, in the Western Hockey League. Very good year with the Vancouver Giants. Hamino takes this wide, gets tied up in behind the net. Brad Lambert's there trying to work it loose. Lambert stays on it. Engstrom stays on him. Engstrom then gets some help on the play from Victor Stjernborg. Stjernborg stays in the fight. Stick comes up, and no call on the play as Stjernborg glares over at the referee. And now on a change, there's a chance for Lambert. And then Lambert gets double teamed and gets knocked over by big 6'6" Oscarsson. To the line and no further. Joakim Kemmel on for Ville Koivunen and back for Kemmel. Kemmel trying to walk his way in. Couldn't find any room through the defense. Comes back at the line. Otto Salo with the long shot. That didn't miss by much. And now Sweden on the regroup with Jakob Norrinen. Norrinen plays it out, doesn't get outside the line. No, Salin will bring it back in. Long shot from the line from Koivunen. That gets turned aside. And it climbs the glass and up into the netting it goes.
Well, Brad Lambert had an eventful shift. He gets a high stick here in a Swedish player. And then in the corner in a little bit of a battle, he ends up falling, limps off the ice. Quite an eventful shift for Brad Lambert, but appears to be just fine on the Finnish bench.
Mentioned his time in Saskatoon. 1 year, his uncle Lane had 59 goals and 119 points. His dad Ross had 28 goals and 106 points. Yet neither one of them led the Saskatoon Blades in scoring. Roger Kortko had 161 points, including 99 assists. Lots of offense on that team, and Brad Lambert in his third World Junior Championship. Huuhtanen sends this around the boards, kept in by Heimo Salmi. Heimo Salmi gets it down. Miettinen plays it. After it goes Huuhtanen, and knocked away from him, and now a race back into the Finnish zone. Carlson will hustle back, or into the Finnish zone. Back it comes. Shot to the front of the net. That got blocked. And now Finland will clear the zone, and this gets sent right back in by Engström. Adam Engström with a goal and 3 points so far in this tournament. Had the only goal in that 1-0 win over Germany. Engström did. +6 in the tournament, coming into this game to lead Sweden in that department.
William Stronger, number 23, jumps out on the ice. He didn't play 1 second versus Canada in that 5-1 loss.
This is back Norien. Cross for Engström. Engström will snap this up the middle. Pass in behind Östlund. Lampinen comes out to play it. Ervasti will play this up the boards and get it out at center ice. Collision on the far side. Puck squirts into the corner. Päiviranta gets it for Kalle Väisänen. Väisänen puts on the brakes. He went down. Sandin Pellikka will bounce this up. Lysell takes it and again gets taken down, and reaction off the Swedish bench, but no call. Pettersson had to get away from him. Sometimes coming up in Vancouver with 2 Elias Petterssons. Päiviranta will play it around. Lindbaum came up to try and trap it, couldn't. Brad Lambert in on the forecheck. Lysell is there, swings it to open ice. Pettersson goes after it. And Pettersson on for Bistad, and Bistad will leave it there for Janssen. Ludvig Janssen will send it in. Lampinen stalks it off the backboards. Ruotsalainen couldn't handle it. What a chance. Karlsson, the first chance, and what a chance for Wagner. Looked like he had the open net. Wagner is on it in the corner. Centered back to the front. Karlsson spins it out front. Fabian Wagner. Glorious opportunity after Karlsson had the first chance. Back in. Bistad to the short side. Lampinen makes the save. Centered again. It never got to Wagner cleanly. Played back by Engström for Leo Karlsson. He'll send it. Sjöholm lets the shot go. Blocked it away by Lampinen. The best offensive zone time of this game for Sweden. Engström will leave it there. Östlund chases it down, sends it back up top. Engström with the shot, couldn't drive it through. Ogren on it again. Ogren will leave for Sjöholm. He'll drop it off. Player change now for Sweden. And a wrister to the short side. That went wide from Strömgren. Strömgren, the Calgary pick, with a good chance. Comes around the boards, and Koivunen will send it out of the Finland zone. And Finland will try and get a change in. They get a partial change in. Ruotsalainen will play it back. Koivunen sends it ahead for Joakim Kemmel. Kemmel's shot turned away. In on the forecheck is Oliver Kapanen. Sweden will control. Ogren sends it rink wide. Sweden completing its change. Ogren is on it. Ogren leaves it in the corner. Lysell puts on the brakes. Gets it back in. Sandin Pellikka gets it to the front of the net. And Lysell puts it off the outside of the goalpost.
Some giddy up now in the Swedish step.
Norien for Lysell. It got away from him, and Norien on it again. Gets to the red line and pumps it in. Lampinen will stop it. It's around the boards. First on it is Lysell. Trying to work it back to the line. Finds a little bit of room up top. Sandin Pellikka, the shot. That got blocked. Rebound, Karams to the corner. Fabian Lysell has it again. Tries to work it free. And it gets turned over. And Huuhtanen goes down. Odd man rush back for Huuhtanen from Koivunen.
How do they miss that call on Fabian Lysell? I mean, that's a blown call right in front of you.
There has been a couple here in the last 3-4 minutes.
Not more obvious than that one.
Long shot turned away by Carl Lindbaum. And play is whistled down. It remains 1-1.
For Canadians, waiting for a guide dog literally brings life to a standstill. The demand for guide dogs raised and trained in Canada is at crisis levels. Thousands of Canadians are waiting. Please join me in becoming a CNIB Guide Dogs monthly supporter. CNIB Guide Dogs, which relies on the support of the public, has launched a nationwide campaign to urgently expand their guide dog program. Join me in becoming a CNIB Guide Dogs monthly supporter. It takes 2 years to train these puppies with purpose and just 1 minute to sponsor them. For just 66 cents a day, you'll help ensure that every Canadian who relies on a guide dog to live independently can have one at no cost thanks to you. You'll receive regular updates on the puppies, and best of all, you'll know in your heart that you are providing a lifeline to someone in need. Call or click at 1-855-CNIB-DOG or sponsorpuppies.ca today.
Fabian Lysell, who's a very gifted, talented player, just gets himself into a great spot, and he wires that quickly off the outside of the post. And Lappinen, who was called upon to make a couple of really high-end saves, looks to his post for a little help there.
Lysell a grade A chance. Carlson had a grade A chance. Wagner had a grade A chance. There's a deflection. That goes off the outside of the goalpost. Ervasti in from the line, and there is an interference penalty that is coming up to Finland. The whistles do work.
Yes.
Number 23, Team Finland, 2 minutes, interference.
Yeah, that was one that Väisänen, you know, you step in here. Here's the chance. Lindbaum makes a good adjustment there, and then just takes the stick out of the hands of the Swedish player. And
so Sweden to the power play for the second time. First one was a abbreviated power play. This will get cleared all the way down the ice. Sweden's power play, 2 for 17 so far in this World Championship. It's been a major concern. Steal there by Oliver Kapanen. Kapanen, who has the Finland goal in this game. Leo Carlson has the goal for Sweden. Lysell sends it on for Rosén, drops it back for Ogren. He saw Rosén behind the net. This gets jammed around by Pettersson. Rosén after it in the corner. Oscar Pettersson, number 27. Elias Pettersson, number 2. Here's Lysell off the crossbar. A post and a crossbar for Fabian Lysell in the last couple of minutes. Johnson, Lysell looks for a shooting lane, nothing there, gets the checking of Keskenaki. Johnson cross ice one-timer, and a good shot by Rosén, and that got turned aside. Lysell back for Rosén. On for Ogren, back for Rosén, up top for Johnson, near side Lysell. Lets it go, looking for the far side, and that goes off a body and up and out of play.
Sweden's most talented player is Fabian Lysell, and yeah, just a quick look, the release, and just about an inch and a half lower, and it's a celebration for that young man who's been so dangerous in this game and dangerous throughout the tournament for Sweden.
There's the church bells going in behind Jani Lappinen in the post. Now the crossbar. Coming off a good Western Hockey League season with the Vancouver Giants, 22 goals and 62 points out of the Frölunda system. Sandin Pellikka will get the return pass from the Karimäki. Shot from the line, scramble, Lappinen down. And Lappinen will get the pads together. And now Ervasti taking exception with Bistad getting his stick in there.
What a good play by Axel Sandin Pellikka. There's a lot of body in front of that net. Oskarsson, Bistad, Carlson comes into your screen. We saw how he scored the first goal. Sandin Pellikka with a really good play, just get the puck through, and then let's hunt pucks. Lappin finds it between the pads.
Milton Oscarson will take this face-off. Oscarson came in 40 of 69 in the face-off department. Just under 58%, 9th best in the World Junior Championship. There's a shot. Lampinen may have got a piece of that. Power play continues for another 13 seconds. Mellinen will play it for Ervasti, and he'll send it around the boards. And Pivarenta will get this out to center ice. It has been a good tournament for Sami Pivarenta. Goal and 4 points, 2 shots on that power play for Sweden.
And a crossbar.
And a crossbar. Turned over inside the line. Bistad blocked that one. Thielen is on it. Thielen's pass just beyond the reach of Miettinen. Miettinen goes after it. Get the wave going here at Avenir Center. Terrific crowd here for this opening quarterfinal match. Thielen gets bumped. The New Jersey draft pick sends it on to Miettinen. Comes rink wide for Uthinen. Uthinen trying to chop it down low. Gets a little bit of help there from Newman. Sweden will take over. Wagner. He'll play it cross ice. Sjöholm will send it in. Comes off the corner glass. And Heimo Salmi quickly up for Huhtinen. Huhtinen through the middle for Kaskimaki. And the quick release and a good save. Alex and Terry Kaskimaki, a St. Louis draft pick with that last opportunity.
It calls you to a place with no boundaries, where the trail ends and the beyond begins. The 2023 Chevrolet Silverado ZR2 is ready. Are you?
Come on over. Bring your appetite. Bring a friend. Bring a few. Our home is your home. Let us give you the tour. Then you can relax. And a little later, we'll even put on a show. New Brunswick, always inviting.
This is Mika Zibanejad in Calgary. Unbelievable performance by Sweden, and the right team won because they dominated that game. It took to overtime. That's the last time they won gold. As talked a little bit about 2 years later on a loaded Swedish team, they lost in overtime to Finland.
It is very interesting. Only 2 gold medals for Sweden at this World Junior Championship. They've had these runs of terrific success where they've medaled year after year. This gets cleared all the way down the ice, and this will go back for icing. So here's a look at some of the finishes for Sweden and what is most impressive. We've talked about that over the past number of years, that run during the preliminary round where they went undefeated for year after year after year, and then just couldn't carry that into the playoffs. 2008 to 2014, they medaled 6 of 7 years. 1 gold, 4 silver, and a bronze. And then they went nothing from 97 to 2008. There's a shot from Brad Lambert. Glove save made by Lindblom, and he will hang on to it.
And you're in a championship, and winning the gold is what the goal is coming into it. But what Sweden has been able to do is so impressive. You know, coming with a competitive team year in, year out, getting into the medal round, getting into the gold medal game, and they're disappointed about falling short, but they've set a pretty high bar for not only themselves, but for other teams in this tournament. Other countries.
Correct. and they will be very excited to host next year, and Norway is in next year, so that's great for the tournament. Oliver Kapanen trying to one-time that, didn't get enough on it. Now a break up for Stromholm and hit the shot. Stromgren with that quick release, and he missed the net as he got in behind everybody. Kemmel brings it back in, lets the shot go. That whistles wide. Taken by Koivunen. Koivunen across ice. Joakim Kemmel, and it got away from him, and Engstrom will send this on for Östlund. Through for Ogren, and Ogren will send it on for William Stromgren.
Magnus Havlet has made a change here, taking Lekkerimäki off this line and inserting Stromgren into that spot.
Shot rattles off the shin pad and back up the ice for Oscar Pettersson. The Ottawa draft pick. Pettersson, sharp angle, right pad save. Lampinen, big rebound, but it comes all the way out to center. And Oscarsson will go after it. Turned it over to Joakim Kemmel. Kemmel tried to slide it through for Pivaranta. And Pivaranta then knocked his man down. Imo Salmi sends it through for Kalle Väisänen, and the Ranger pick will dump it in. Oscarsson to the line. Kept in by Bielan. Centering pass for Väisänen. Comes back to the line. Imo Salmi ripped one, and that was blocked by Engstrom. Adam Engstrom, the Montreal pick. Comes back at the line. Imo Salmi goes cross ice. Bielan with the shot. Turned over as it got blocked in front, and Väisänen couldn't find it. Imo Salmi. Bielan back for Imo Salmi. He ripped the wrister wide. So now some offensive zone time from Finland. Sweden with the long change here in the second. Can't get any players to the bench. Newman to the front of the net. Save made by Lindbaum. Ervesti. Imo Salmi. Imo Salmi walks it in. Backtracks against the checking of Robertson. Dishes it off for Newman. And Lindbaum shuts this down on the short side, and with his team needing a change, he will hang on to it. William Stromgren, the Calgary pick with that chance.
At Sleep Country, we know your pillow is an important part of sleep, and the truth is, most people have the wrong pillow but just don't realize it. No matter if you're a back sleeper or a side sleeper, your head and neck need proper support and alignment. Our sleep experts can provide a free personalized pillow fitting to find the one that's just right for you. Visit us in-store or chat with us online to arrange your fitting today. Right now, when you buy any one of our best-selling pillows, you'll get a second one free. Sleep well, stay well. Sleep Country.
Crosby with a little room to operate. Crosby snaps in. He scores.
Passes in front to Kane on the low. Score!
Short-handed on a breakaway. Brown on its feet. McDavid scores. Bennett circling in that bouncing puck. He scores. Nathan McKinnon.
Bedard to bring him up for Regina. 1-on-2. Step by the defenseman to the net. The deke, and he scores. Does it get any better than that? Oh my.
Coverage of the 2023 World Juniors continues today with more quarterfinal action. Switzerland will take on Czechia. That is next. 1:30 Eastern, 10:30 Pacific on TSN. The future of hockey lives here. And that should be a good match.
Czechia better not take Switzerland lightly.
Switzerland was very, very good through the preliminary round. Found ways. When they needed big goals in the shootout, they got them. Back to the line, it comes Norien. On for Sandin Pellikka. Pellikka will drift this to the front of the net. Blocked! And Wagner with another chance. And a save made by Lampinen.
Axel Sandin Pellikka is very poised, very calm, and very good with the puck. And he gets it directed to the net. It's a little spin, and then he realized, oh, I'm just going to loft it through there. And then Wagner spins and turns, but Lampinen, who's all over it, reads it perfectly, moves out to position, and just closes down the net. No rebound. It's a really good play all the way around. First by Sandin Pellikka, Wagner, Lampinen denies it.
Lampinen plays in the Mestis League. came in to replace Division I. And he has been so good for Finland. Came into this game with the #1 goals against average in the tournament, the #1 save percentage in the tournament, and has picked up right where he's left off as Joachim Kemmel.
We come into this tournament, we talk about draft eligible players, Axel Sandin, such a talented player, Leo Carlson, but players, like Kemmel blocking that shot, committed to doing the things to make sure that you can emerge victorious from this quarterfinal match. But goaltenders like Adam Gajan with Slovakia, Jani Lampinen with Finland, they put themselves right on the radar to the NHL scouts as players that, hey, pay attention to me. I'm worthy of being considered for the NHL draft.
And Trey Augustine, who we will see in our second quarterfinal game here. USA against Germany. 3 consecutive years Germany has made the quarterfinals. Back to the line. Elias Pettersson takes the return pass, gets it on the shot by Jonsson. That got blocked by Brad Lambert. Kaskamaki with a bump. Abbonati will try to swing this deep. It got blocked to the front of it, and it comes from Oliver Kapanen. Koivunen was there, and Lindblom had to be sharp on that. Oliver Kapanen back for Koivunen. Billy Koivunen plays it back at the line. Malinen on for Salin. Salin back for Malinen. Through some traffic. Left pad save made by Lindblom. Taken by Kemmel. Joachim Kemmel fights off the checking of Rosean. Holds it in. And now it is cleared out. Isak Rosean will get across the red line and dump it in. Nystad will go in after it for Finland. Tried to center it. And that is intercepted by Koivunen. Koivunen through. Kemmel will play it on, and Oliver Kapanen will give chase. Kapanen trying to track it down, cleared up the boards. And back in across the line for Stromgren. Big hit by Stromgren in behind the net. Comes around to the right point. Sent back down low by Sjöholm. Up top now, Stromgren lets the shot go. Finally, this does get cleared out at center ice. Sjöholm back in for Ogren for Östlund. Ogren following up on the play, gets tied up with Ervasti for Finland. And Ervasti comes up with it. Ervasti will get it out to center no further. This gets carried right back in. Konsta Kapanen. Chance there for Kalle Väisänen, and Lindblom again makes the save.
Yeah, Carl Lindblom has been called upon to make some real good saves in that slot area. And Konsta Kapanen gets a good shot here, and the minute he gets it off, it's knocked down by Sjöholm. A good save right up in that upper armpit area of Carl Lindblom. No surprise that the goaltending has been good. These two goaltenders have been very good throughout the tournament.
Finland winning the draws. Miettinen gets some help there from Huuhtanen. Or rather, Pivaranta gets some help there from Huuhtanen. Pivaranta came in at 53.8%. In the face-off department for Finland, second on the team behind Oliver Kapanen. Huuhtanen. Kalle Väisänen sends it back at the line. Heimo Salmi goes cross ice. Nealon drifts one in from the line that doesn't make it to the net. Väisänen and Oskarsson in a battle in the corner. There's some size there. There's Kalle Väisänen at 6'5", and Milton Oskarsson at 6'6". Pivaranta with the shot at the buzzer. Lindblom makes the glove save and hangs on.
I was tempted by the idea of simple investing, but I really missed RBC's expertise. I guess a one-size-fits-all approach might work for some, not me. Now I'm back to the personalized advice I need.
What? Hoodies, headwear, and more. Don't miss out. Shop now and get today's special offer. Shop.hockeycanada.ca, a Fanatics experience.
Name?
Special Agent Will Trent.
You just brought down a bunch of corrupt cops. That's kind of hot.
Will's my best agent. He can teach you to see things no one else does.
There's a kidnapping.
Why Will Trent?
You read that crime scene like a book.
You smell like urine to you?
When people call you weird, I really do defend you. But you gotta help me out.
It's the new series you can't help but get into. Will Trent, coming to CTV. Tuesday at 10/8 Mountain.
Week 17 in the NFL wraps up with a doozy. Huge implications when it comes to that #1 seed in the AFC. It's the Bills, it's the Bengals, it's Monday Night Football, and it's right here on TSN. So no goals coming in that second period of quarterfinal #1 of the day. Still 1-1 between Finland and Sweden in the latest chapter of this Nordic rivalry. Here again is Dennis Bayak.
And joined by Oscar Pettersson of Sweden. Before we get talking about this game or this tournament, what does it mean to Sweden to host this World Junior Championship next year?
Yeah, obviously it's a big thing. I think it was a long time ago we had it back home in Sweden. So, yeah, hopefully I get to play next year too.
Thought from you on this game against Finland?
I think they came out stronger than us, but I think we bounced back very well now in the second period, and yeah, we're chasing the second goal here now.
Have you enjoyed the tournament?
Yeah, always fun to represent your country, and especially during this big tournament. So yeah, very fun.
Thanks for this. Good luck.
Thank you.
5 of the last 6 times that these teams have faced off in the knockout stage, the games have been decided by a single goal. Seems like we might be in store for another one here today, as 2 periods are now in the books and we're all knotted up at a goal apiece. A much better period there from Sweden. Dave, what were the biggest adjustments you noticed from the first to the second?
Well, I thought they got through the neutral zone a lot better and a lot smoother. And then they got in on the forecheck. They were able to create some good turnovers. And for Sweden, this is a perfect example. Get in hard on the forecheck, force the turnover, and this is a great opportunity. 2 great opportunities. Hill Carlson misses one. He had a first goal of the game. And then it was Fabian Wagner who missed the next one, and a couple of posts as well. I can't believe that Fabian Lysell does not have a point in this game. He could have 2 goals in this game. The way he shoots the puck, he stepped in a couple of times and just rang them off the bell. This is a beautiful give and go, nice seam pass, and it's up and over. I mean, he is shooting the puck extremely well, but it's all the play through the neutral zone to get into the offensive zone. We didn't see it all in the first. It was all the blue shirts, all Finland. And in that period, I thought it was all the yellow shirts. And Oscar Pettersson said it best. He said that Finland played a better first period, and they got better as the second period went along. I really think they did, and they were centimeters away with those Lysell posts.
Oliver Kapanen, the lone goal scorer for Finland here in this game so far. He's Montreal Canadiens draft pick. Kind of a tough assignment. He's the #1 center, and he's the captain. How has he been doing so far at this tournament?
I think he's been playing fantastic. He's a typical all-around type of player at the 200-foot game, that he's up and down the ice extremely well. He's scoring goals. He got the goal in this game, but it's not necessarily the goals that he's scoring. It's the way he plays the game. He's a physical player. He's just under 63% on the faceoffs. He's been dominant in the faceoffs. He's a recipient of a really nice little rebound, but he puts it in the back of them. He just seems to be in the right place at the right time. He's used in all situations. He's had a couple of steals on the penalty kill. This draws a penalty on the penalty kill. He's got great hustle and great back check. There's a penalty that he drew to nullify Sweden's power play. Then again, in the second, he does the exact same thing. Smartly reaches in without taking a penalty. He's able to pull the puck away. He's been very good, very deceiving. As you watch him play, he just deceivingly finds himself in the right position, taking pucks away as we showed you. And he's To me, he is their best all-around player. No surprise he's got the C. Montreal's got a fantastic prospect.
Well, and he knows the expectations that come with wearing that C and producing at this tournament, because the Finns have just been sensational as of late, looking to win their 4th gold in the last decade. We kind of highlighted some of Finland's miscues in that first period, especially the ones that led to Sweden's lone goal in the game. But Sweden also has a couple of bad habits that they definitely want to shake before the 3rd period.
They've been sloppy in their line changes, and it's you've got to jump on when the player comes off. You've got to understand who's up. It's coach communication, player communication as to you go, hey, you're up, but watch this. Nobody goes. 2 players come off, and they're sitting on the bench before anybody goes. And I'm really not sure Brad Lambert didn't realize there was nobody in the middle of the ice. He kind of looks back over his left shoulder. If he realized there was nobody on the ice, because the back 2 players for Sweden were the guys coming off the ice. They left the play wide open. They let the puck go by them, which I understand, but they've been sloppy in their line changes, and that one was the worst by far. They were very fortunate that Brad Lambert didn't realize that the middle of the ice was open and didn't take the puck to the net.
All right, well, it was Finland in the first, Sweden in the second, but we still stand where we began, all tied up in this quarterfinal, the first of 4 coming your way here today. And up next, we will continue to get you set for Canada's quarterfinal match later today against Slovakia. We'll also hear from the Red and Whites, Brennan Hoffman.
Me and my buddies, we would get the auto trader and we'd scan through it like it was comic books.
The app is so cool. You got your listings, as you can see, is your nifty little great price badge. Auto trader has completely replaced my dad. Hey.
With dementia, you're adrift. By combining research with a full spectrum of care, Baycrest is pioneering breakthroughs. No other organization leads more researchers working to defeat dementia. We believe 50% of dementia cases can be prevented, but we need your help. Donate now, and together, we'll create a future without fear.
It's about more than the goals they score. It's about life skills they learn. It's about friends they make. It's about their love for hockey. None of it would be possible without the assist you can provide. The Hockey Canada Foundation Assist Fund is breaking down barriers to get Canadian youth on the ice and in the game. Every child deserves the chance to play. Donate now at hockeycanadafoundation.ca.
I understand it's impossible not to think the worst, but I want you to know that we will get your baby back.
Come on, let's go, 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 go.
Alert, new series, starts Sunday at 8/9 Mountain on CTV. Stream on all your favorite devices.
The best in country is Pure Country. The biggest stars, the hottest songs are all on Pure Country. Download the free iHeartRadio app to listen to Pure Country everywhere.
NHL coverage on TSN continues tomorrow, and it is a busy night. You can catch the Jets, the Sens, and the Habs in action as they take to the ice in their respective regions. You won't want to miss a minute of the action, and you can do so here on TSN. Well, it has already been a special tournament for Connor Bedard. He has a chance to break some more records tonight in Halifax. Bedard leads the World Juniors with 18 points, and he actually has more assists, 12, than the next closest player has points. That would be his Canada teammate, Logan Stankoven, who has 8. To get you set for Canada and Slovakia, here's Mark Masters now with Canada's Brennan Hoffman.
Brennan, what's your sense of the group going into the knockout stage?
Yeah, we're confident, we're excited, we're happy. It's obviously this time of year where it gets exciting, and that's what we worked for 19, 20 years, and this is what we worked for the last month, so everyone's excited for the game tonight, and it's going to be a fun game.
So you experienced it in the summer. How different are these knockout stage games versus what you just went through in the preliminary round?
Yeah, well, it's eliminations, win or go home, right, and it's do or die. And you know, in the tournament, you can afford to lose a game, but now you can't. And we already lost our one game, so we can't afford to lose another one. So, like I said, it's this time of year where it's exciting, and we're all excited as a group, and we're all excited as a whole to get it underway tonight.
What's the scouting report on your fellow New York Rangers prospect, Adam Sikora?
Sicky, he's a good player to play against. He plays hard. He's got great work ethic. He's almost one of the guys I've seen have the best work ethic I've seen. And kudos to him. He works hard. Has a lot of energy. So we got to slow him down tonight for sure. He brings a lot of energy and a lot of jam. So we got to slow him down. He's a good player.
He says he likes to play physical like you. What's it going to be like if you're out there at the same time tonight?
Yeah, it's going to be good. I know when we play each other, we always have a smile on our face, and at the Rangers camp, we were always joking, smiling with each other. So, yeah, he's physical. He likes to play hard. I know he's not the biggest guy around, but he's got that compete level that goes through the roof. So, like I said, Sicky works extremely hard, and he's a good player.
Brendan, thanks for the time. Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
So, Dave, this is something I touched on with Craig, that these two teams met in pre-tournament action, a convincing Canada win. For Connor Bedard, it was his worst game, not only of pre-tournament, but of these World Juniors. 1 assist, 4 penalties that he took. I'm going to guess and say we won't see a repeat of that here tonight.
No, and I think if he listens to what we're talking about, everybody keeps saying, hey, what happened in that game? You only had one helper, and you were in the penalty box for so long. That's just maybe a little extra motivation. Not that Connor Bedard needs the motivation to say, all right, well, I'll show you how bad I was that game. I can be twice as good. No question the Team Canada's just jumped on the shoulders of Connor Bedard, and he has just taken off. It is so smooth. A player who he's always in the right spot, and he's got the dynamic wrist shot. He just seems to find the holes. He is a superstar in the making, if he's not a superstar already. Usually don't term a superstar until you're drafted, but I think you can say that Connor Bedard is a superstar. He's been a lot of fun to watch this tournament, and I'm just real anxious to see how high he can set the new records.
That's the thing. It's must-see TV, and you look at that box score, and immediately you're like, what did Connor do? What did he do? How many points did he get? On the other side of things with Slovakia, look, this is a team that has some weapons, has some first-round draft picks, has a good power play of its own, but what will be the difference for them here tonight if they want to stick in this one?
Goaltending. I mean, Craig touched on it. Adam Gajan has been tremendous for Slovakia, and that's an understatement. He has really been a difference maker for this team. You need a difference maker when you're going to play against Canada, and if someone can steal a game, it's Adam Gajan. He has been dominant for the most part. The reason that Slovakia, if he could score a goal, he would have loved to score, but they would have been in first place if Slovakia were able to score him. But Gajan does a fantastic job. He plays in the USHL for the Green Bay Gamblers. He's a dynamic young goaltender, and he's turning a lot of heads. Expect him to be drafted. He is not drafted. He's a 19-year-old. And the way he has played, and Craig and I have talked about this because it happens in this tournament, you step up and play that well against your peers in this tournament, you will probably be drafted, and I expect Gajan to be drafted in the upcoming draft. He can steal a game. Canada's going to have to be sharp. They're going to have to be consistently in front of him, taking his eyes away, and putting a lot of pressure on this young goaltender.
The Green Goblin with the mask and the pads. Thomas Milic will be getting the start for Canada. No real surprise there. We were expecting him to be the lead horse the rest of the way.
I wouldn't expect that to change. Yeah. Because if he doesn't play well, they're going to be out of the tournament. So I would not expect that to change. Milic will be in net, and I think he will have another outstanding game.
All right, well, Canada has never lost to Slovakia at the World Juniors. And I know the fans are hoping tonight is not the night. But meanwhile, a big third period is next here in Moncton. A spot in the semifinal is up for grabs.
Hey, Sam, did you ask your doctor about Ozempic?
Ozempic? I take it.
What's Ozempic? It's used to...
Ask your doctor or visit Ozempic.ca.
What's Ozempic?
The record-breaking online World Juniors 50-50 is back this holiday season. Don't miss your chance to win more and give more. December 19th to January 5th. Proceeds will benefit important charitable initiatives in your community and support girls hockey programming. Go to worldjuniors5050.ca or scan the QR code on your screen to get your tickets. You could be our next lucky winner, and you can take home half the total pot in your province. Don't miss out. Pick up your World Juniors 50-50 tickets today.
Scoring in that second period, the shots 11-9 in favor of Finland and 20-11 in favor of Finland after 2 periods, as it remains 1-1 going into period number 3. Always plenty of NHL scouts at this World Junior Championship, and they are here to look at young players. Tell us about Axel Sandin-Pellikka.
Well, the first thing I would start with is he's got tremendous poise, a real understanding of where the puck needs to go, when it needs to get there, and then he delivers it in a really good fashion. Really good skater. And, you know, even though you might not be as strong at 17 as you're going to be at 19, just the fact that he knows where to get positionally and how to use his body, get the puck through traffic. All the elements you're looking for in a defenseman, and you've got to be quick thinking. If you're not a quick thinking defenseman, you're going to have lots of challenges. Axel Sandin-Pellikka is a quick thinking defenseman. All the skills, got a bright, bright future ahead of him.
This used to be a 19-year-old tournament years ago. That is not the case anymore. We see what Connor Bedard is doing. We see that Team USA that we will see here in our second quarterfinal. Plenty of 18-year-olds on that squad. Trey Augustine is 17.
Axel Sandin-Pellikka, as you pointed out, Dennis, is leading the Swedish defense in time on ice per game. Coaches put the players out they think will help them win.
Exactly. Speaking of Connor Bedard, 18 points to lead the World Junior Championship in scoring. Canada will take on Slovakia. Oliver Kapanen will make his way to the bench. Oliver Kapanen has been dynamite in the face-off department through 2 periods of this game. Some room for Sjöholm. Gets to the blue line, knifes it into the Finland zone. 1-1 tie here. Third period, quarterfinal action. Winner advances for the losing team. The World Junior Championship dream of gold comes to an end. Icing will be the call, and the face-off to come back. Face-off in the Finland end of the ice. Both goals coming in the opening period. Kept in at the line. Sandin-Pellikka will send it all the way around. Tied up on the far side, and now it comes loose, and Melanin will send it on at center, and Newman will send it the rest of the way in. And they are going to call icing here against Finland.
Well, we just talked about Axel Sandin-Pellikka. He holds his position up in the neutral zone, so Neiman doesn't have any space to start moving. So it looks like an innocent defensive play, but it's a real strong one. You got to be confident staying up in the play. Creates a offensive zone face-off off the icing.
Werner Miettinen will try and win this face-off for Finland. Plays in the USHL. Back to the blue line it comes. Johnson will send it back in deep. 7 points in the tournament for Johnson so far. This gets knocked down with a high stick, and the face-off will come out. We're talking about Oliver Kapanen. He has won 8 of 11 in the face-off department coming into this one. Here's a look at Ludwig Johnson, who's had a marvelous tournament for Sweden. The overtime winner for them. What's interesting when you look at his statistics, goal scoring has never really been something that has been that high on his agenda. But he does have 3 in this World Junior Championship. Ostlund sends it back down low. Ogren is on it. Ivarinta trying to tie up Ogren. Ogren gets it for Ostlund. He turned and ripped that one. And that one over top the net. So some early third period pressure here by Sweden. Ogren drops it back, and that gets intercepted by Kalle Väisänen. On for Konsta-Kapanen. He'll put on the brakes. Finland in a change. Kapanen on the forehand throws it. Väisänen trying to get it out front, looking for Kaskamäki. And this gets picked off and brought back down the ice, and Stromgren will send it the rest of the way in. This gets chopped out of harm's way by Suomi, taken by Lisau. Engström getting pounded there at the line. And this gets sent in and deflected up and out of play by Lindbaum.
Kaskamäki been the 13th forward. His coach has moved him in and around different parts of the lineup at different times. Penalty killing. A young player who will return for the tournament next year.
Captain of the 2019 Euro Youth Festival team for Finland that won gold. And across, Rosén with the wrister to the far side, blocked away by Lampinen. This gets kept in at the line. Sent back down low by Norien to the blue line. And a shot. Sandin Pellikka gets that across. Norien gets that in, and the save made by Lampinen.
Rosén gets an opportunity here. It all begins because of Sandin Pellikka moving the puck out of the defensive zone. And, you know, when you can move through that neutral zone with time, with space, another terrific play by Sandin Pellikka. Delivers the puck to the right places at the right times. Not when he's run out of options, but where he sees where you can take advantage of good play. Just a smart defenseman.
Taken by Konsta-Kapanen, and he'll chip this. And Sandin Pellikka lost his footing at the line. Kapanen on the loose puck. Kapanen sends it down low. Salin takes it in, takes it wide. Looking short side. And Lindbaum will make the save off Otto Salin.
Lindbaum had that post sealed right off. Salin swinging around. Little exchange here with Konsta-Kapanen, and then swings around and just shuts it right down. That's no room to squeak anything past Lindbaum there.
Off the draw, Huuhtanen sends it back to the line. Long wrist shot by Salin, and another save by Lindbaum.
Carl Lindbaum, too, he knows what the situation is in and around him. He's been real tidy in front of his net, no rebounds. He's got pucks out of play to get a whistle when it's been necessary. Certainly that first period for Sweden wasn't very strong, but that certainly didn't apply to Carl Lindbaum in that net.
So into the quarterfinals, Canada will play tonight against Slovakia. Last 10 years, Canada 4 gold. USA and Finland each 3 gold. Canada coming off the gold medal win. Odd man chance now. Shot scores! Nico Huuhtanen gets his second of this World Junior Championship, and Finland has regained the lead.
Huuhtanen's moving with pace. He's moving with a real open path in front of him, but Sweden has the puck, and then they turn it over. It's a real sloppy play. Finland coming back through the middle, and then Huuhtanen on the reload comes right through the seam. And, you know, when you're able to change the angle that quickly, nice play by Miettinen, and Huuhtanen with a really good low shot just over the pad inside the post of Lindbaum. We were talking earlier about Ludvig Jansen. That's a real poor play with the puck in the neutral zone, and Finland makes them pay.
Just under 16 to go here in period number 3. Leveretta sends it for Bison, and his shot turned away by Lindbaum. Jammed up in the corner. Sjöholm will chase it to the near side. Sjöholm sends it on for Lysell. Lysell will bounce this up at center and in. Rosean couldn't handle the bouncing puck, and Haimo-Salmi back for Finland. Haimo-Salmi will dump it in. Sandin Pekala will turn it up and bring it up. Sandin Pellikka straight up the ice. He'll drop it back. Sjöholm will go cross ice, and this will get set in. Back up it comes to the right side. Aminao will get it out of harm's way. Brad Lambert in on the chase. Deflected away from him. And Jimmy Suomi will take it for Finland. Huuhtinen from Miettinen at 4:03 of period number 3. Second in the tournament for the Tampa draft pick out of Everett. Sandin Pellikka goes cross ice in the long left wing pass. Carried in by Leo Carlson, takes it to the net. It's on the goal line and scooped away by Jimmy Suomi. Good net drive there by Leo Carlson. Oliver Kapanen takes the loose puck at center and whips it in. And they're going to call offside against Finland.
Leo Carlson, when he's making this cut in from the corner of the rink, he decides, I'm taking it to the net. He doesn't stop. He's got the size, he's got the power, and nearly has the finish as it skips in the feet of Lampinen and then just stays on the right side of the goal line if you're Finland.
Plays in the Swedish Hockey League. Has put up some numbers there in Örebro.
It's a natural center, so he's been asked to play the left wing here.
Sent around the boards, Ostlund had it for Sweden, lost it, Joakim Kemmel sends it on for Billy Koivunen. Koivunen will play it in, trying to get outside position on Sjöholm. Sjöholm rides him out, and the puck out to center.
You know what's funny, Dennis? Funny, not funny, but the 3 best centers in the NHL draft for 2023 are all playing on the wing here. Bedard, Fantilli, and Leo Carlson.
Well, you play where the best fits, I guess. Salin will send this out. Sandin Pellikka drops it back. This gets sent ahead by Ogren, deflected in by Stjornberg. Huuhtinen gets a little bit of help from Miettinen, and they do get it out to center ice. Combination of the last Finland goal. Lysell will play it back into his own end. Plays it through Stjornborg, lets the shot go. That's off the stick, up and out of play. 19-year-old Nico Huuhtinen. A 2-1 lead, Finland.
For Canadians, waiting for a guide dog literally brings life to a standstill. The demand for guide dogs raised and trained in Canada is at crisis levels. Thousands of Canadians are waiting. Please join me in becoming a CNIB Guide Dogs monthly supporter. CNIB Guide Dogs, which relies on the support of the public, has launched a nationwide campaign to urgently expand their guide dog program. Join me in becoming a CNIB Guide Dogs monthly supporter. It takes 2 years to train these puppies with purpose and just 1 minute to sponsor them. For just 66 cents a day, you'll help ensure that every Canadian who relies on a guide dog to live independently can have one at no cost thanks to you. You'll receive regular updates on the puppies, and best of all, you'll know in your heart that you are providing a lifeline to someone in need. Call or click at 1-855-CNIB-DOG or sponsorpuppies.ca today.
Our second quarterfinal game here at the Avenir Center in Moncton will be the United States against Germany. Team USA winning its last game to finish first in Pool B, and Germany for the 3rd straight year will advance to the quarterfinals. Germany winning the game. It had to win 4-2 over Austria, although Austria put up a terrific battle in the third period. But our second quarterfinal here in Moncton will be Team USA and Germany. That will be a 5 o'clock local time start. So that will start at 4 o'clock Eastern. Wieland from the line lets the shot go turned away. And back up for Janssen. Takes it wide on Heimosalmi. Ludwig Janssen to the front of the net. What a chance. Off the backboards it comes. A couple of chances. Another shot from the line, and that one went wide. Philip Bistad had it in the high slot. And then the rebound came off the backboards, and Finland maintains the 1-goal lead.
I thought Fabian Wagner, as it came off the backboards, might have had an opportunity if it came clean.
Penalty coming up on the play.
That play was not going to count for a goal. Finland's getting the penalty for slashing, which created the turnover. So Brad Lambert going here for the slashing penalty. Sweden gets an opportunity on the power play.
Team Finland, number 23, 2 minutes slashing.
Only 2 power play goals in the tournament.
Was the slash right there by Brad Lambert. We've seen Liesel in the middle of a couple of infractions we thought could have been called. That one does get called. There used to be a time, Dennis, we both know there was a time when you could come over with your stick and over the stick. The rules now, that is not acceptable, and it's an infraction and gets called.
So Sweden to the power play. Finland's penalty kill has been good. Our last quarterfinal game of the day will be Canada and Slovakia. Canada looking for back-to-back gold medals. Canada had the last back-to-back in 08 and 09. That was the end of the run of 5. This gets cleared down the ice. Canada had a run of 5 from 1993 to 1997. See what happens as this day progresses.
Jason Botterill was on 3 of those gold medal winning teams, 94, 95, 96.
And across for Pettersson. Oscar Pettersson drops it back. Roseanne will send it on Ogren for Sundin Pellikka. Back it comes across for Roseanne from Liesel. Never got through the traffic. Sundin Pellikka back for Biesel. Biesel trying to work it free. Got hounded there by Oliver Kapanen.
Sundin Pellikka gave him the puck, and he shoots it so well. Liesel, step right in there and wire it. You're the best option.
In across now for Bistad. He gets rubbed out by Retsalainen. Set around the boards, and this will get back down the ice. And now into the final 35 seconds of the power play.
There's lots of reasons this power play entered this game at 12.5%.
Oscarson trying to get that to the front of the net. Wieland stepped into Sundin Pellikka. Lekaramäki, who's not seen a lot of ice time here in this game. Lekaramäki plays it back. Sundin Pellikka back for Lekaramäki. Puck got away from him. He gives chase. Battle in behind the net. Ritsalainen sends it ahead for Oliver Kapanen. Kapanen short-handed. Kapanen! And in a little too tight to get a shot away. No shots on that power play for Sweden. Malinen from the line. Left pad save made by Lindblom. Lambert sends it around for Malinen. Malinen will drive it back from where it came. All the way around. Pederinta plays it for Heimosalmi, on for Malinen. That goes off the shaft of the stick of Ostlund. And Ostlund trying to spring Ogren. Right back in for Malinen. Puts it in behind the net. Neiman trying to get a stick on it for Finland. Can't. And now the long lead pass. Simon Robertson trying to work his way deep into the Finnish zone, and he got squeezed up by Suomi. That pass comes off a skate, and Newman Newman there to cover up and get it out the center. And now we're getting a holding penalty. Into the back half of the third period and a 1-goal lead.
Hey, what are we doing for the Chevrolet Good Deeds Cup this year? As much as we can! That's good! What about donating clothes? That's good. Washing cars? Got Mom an ice cream?
With Eastside Mario's all you can eat, you manja, manja, manja.
Oh, Pop, they got more salad. Oh, Pop, they got more soup. Oh, Pop, they got more garlic home loaf. Manja, mama, manja. Hey, bada boo, bada bing.
They got my attention with all their talk about fees. But hey, fees don't tell the whole story. The tools and support that I get with RBC is what really matters to me. I'm in charge of my investing decisions and feeling confident.
Wagner, neutral zone, reaching around, and as Newman goes through, there's the stick inside, and there's where the penalty gets called. Drops his stick.
So now Finland to the power play after a big kill. Finland with only a couple of power play goals so far in this World Junior Championship. Kemmel's shot was way wide as he was looking far corner. Kept in by Finland, back on for Joakim Kemmel. Kemmel will chip this back for Heimo-Salmi. Heimo-Salmi lets it go. That changed directions and just went wide, blocker side on Lindbaum. Controlled by Koivunen. To the short side for Oliver Kapanen. Kapanen gets a couple of jabs at it. And Lindbaum will hang on to it.
Adam Engstrom had a chance to get the puck out of the zone. And he lingers with the puck below the goal line. And now he turns it over. Now it forces Lindbaum into another really good save. And, you know, you're down by one. You're on the power. You got to get that puck down the ice. Simple as that.
Winner looking to advance to the Final Four of this World Junior Championship. Finland with 5 medals in the last 9 years. 3 of them gold, 1 silver, 1 bronze. The silver, of course, coming in August when Canada claimed gold. And Finland looking to try and stretch the lead here with a power play goal. Kemmel banks it back for Heimo-Salmi. Back for Kemmel. Back for Heimo-Salmi. And back for Kemmel. Cross ice. It goes for Koivunen. Brings it to the middle of the ice. And that shot got blocked by Robertson. Back for Koivunen. Simon Robertson pressures him. Heimo-Salmi from the line. Deflected in front by Kapanen. Save made by Lindbaum. And Milton Oscarsson will clear it down the ice.
Elias Pettersson with a real good shot block. This is an opportunity for Finland to put a real serious clamp on this quarterfinal match.
Beelan drops for Brad Lambert. Lambert for Newman. In with a backhander and Lindbaum. Another terrific save. And then a collision in behind the play. There was a couple of Finnish players that collided. Abbonati along with Newman. Abbonati will skate this in, takes it to the outside. Sharp angle try, looking for a little bit of room on that short side. Abbonati has it again in behind the net, trying to get it back from the Etnan, but intercepted. 4 shots on that power play. That is now expired, turned over, and Yanni Newman right back for Finland. And Finland needing a change, or he'll take it all the way back into his own zone.
Fantastic play by Yanni Newman. Coming back, stripping the puck.
Sweden down by 1 for the line for Wagner. He got squeezed out. Jimmy Suomi will skate it back for Finland. Hits the line, trying to cut to the inside. Nothing doing on Janssen, and it's back up at center ice. Bistad tried to slip that one through. Was just beyond the reach of Leo Carlson.
Sweden had 2 shots on goal in the first period. They've had 3 shots on goal here in the third period. It's not going to get it done, guys.
Finland can shut it down.
Very good at not giving up the slot. Very good the inner slot. They defend very, very well in that area.
Kemmel breaks it up. Koivunen, Kapanen, Kemmel, and off the stick of Janssen. A well-executed 3-on-2 and a good defensive play there by Janssen. Stromgren will send it back into the Finnish zone. Jammed up in behind the net. Salo will play it. Kept in at the left point. And a long wrist shot by Adam Engström. Grabbed and held by Lampinen. Yanni Newman drives this to the net. Lindblom, good save.
Come on over. Bring your appetite. Bring a friend. Bring a few. Our home is your home. Let us give you the tour. Then you can relax. And a little later, we'll even put on a show. New Brunswick, always inviting.
At Sleep Country, we know your pillow is an important part of sleep. And the truth is, most people have the wrong pillow but just don't realize it. No matter if you're a back sleeper or a side sleeper, your head and neck need proper support and alignment. Our sleep experts can provide a free personalized pillow fitting to find the one that's just right for you. Visit us in-store or chat with us online to arrange your fitting today. Right now, when you buy any one of our best-selling pillows, you'll get a second one free. Sleep well, stay well. Sleep Country.
2023 World Junior heats up with more quarterfinal action tonight. Canada will take to the ice against Slovakia. Tune in 6 o'clock Eastern, 3 Pacific on TSN. The future of hockey lives here. And Latvia winning game 1 of the relegation, 5-2 over Austria. I thought Latvia was the favorite there, and then when I watched Austria and Germany and saw the way Austria played in the third period, I thought, well, that may be a pretty good series. 3-game set, but Latvia wins game 1.
We saw Latvia play here, and they were really good. They just couldn't score. And, maybe
Sjöholm from the line lets it go, deflected in front by Rosen. Round the boards for Lysell. Lysell trying to get away from Wieland. Chase to the corner boards. Scramble ensues to Pius Wieland. Couldn't control it for Finland. Lysell. Bobby and Lysell up high. Takes it wide. Going to circle one more time. Tried to get that to the front of the net. It got blocked. And Päivärinta will bank this off the boards and down the ice, and it will be an icing call.
So we're talking about Finland, how well they defend the slot area. They defend the slot area against shots and passes. And so Fabian Lysell, who's a terrific offensive player, he can see what he has, or in this case, what he doesn't have. And that's just great Finnish defense. Even when he tries to get a pass into that slot area to Stjornborg, defended expertly by Finland.
33-16, the shots in favor of Finland. Right off the hop, Finland came on the attack. Here's a chance in tight by Bistad. That went wide. Up top it comes. Wagner gets it in. Kind of an net for Carlson. Scramble. Bistad was there. Philip Bistad on it again. The San Jose pick comes cross ice. No one there. Back at the line for Janssen. He'll go cross ice. This will get played down low by Norien. Round it comes for Carlson. Back for Norien. Norien being watched. Huhtinen got the right skate in front of that attempted pass. Cross it comes. Carlson trying to work it out of the corner. Sends it back at the line. Norien will send it. Janssen looking for the front of the net. Bistad was there. The puck never did get to him. Janssen on it again. That shot blocked. Carlson got a whack at it. And And that just missed glove side. Pressure here by Sweden. Wagner gets it in, shot, scores! Leo Carlson gets his second of the game. And with 3:27 to go, Sweden has knotted this thing up.
If there was anybody that was deserving of getting a goal for Sweden, it was Leo Carlson. He has taken his game to another level in this third period. Lots of chances in and around the net. We saw him drive the puck from the corner, using his size, and just another terrific play by Carlson in and around the net. Quick pass by Wagner. Bistad off the stick, and Carlson not waiting, right to the net. And yeah, you earned that one, Mr. Leo Carlson. His first 2 goals of the tournament couldn't come at a better time, and the second one critical.
Three and a half to go here in regulation. 7,263 here on Avenir Center to enjoy this one. Joachim Kemmel looking for Koivunen, too far for him. And this gets cleared down. This will be an icing call, and the face-off back into the Swedish end.
So Philip Bistad, I mean, this is a really good play by Wagner, because Bistad is working with him, like keeping the line of a pass so he can shoot it quickly, and understanding how to give Wagner the best lane for him to get him that puck. Just excellent by Philip Bistad there. Gets it to the net, and Carlson finishes it.
Sjöholm for Sweden will play this on for Östlund. Sweden completing its change. Sandin Pellikka will circle back into his own zone. Plays it on for Jakob Norrinen. In across for Lisa, lost his footing at center. Kaskamaki will play this back. Sandin Pellikka will retreat. 17-year-old defenseman for Sweden. Sends it on for Lisa. Gets to the red line and pumps this in. Jani Lampinen will come out and stop it. Sent around the boards, kept it at the line. Long shot by Sandin Pellikka. That didn't miss by much. Corralled on the far side. And Sternbjörn couldn't handle it. Gets it back down the ice. Carlson from Bistad and Wagner. Carlson 2 goals on this day, 4 points in the tournament. Bistad now with 7 points in the tournament. They sell off the corner boards. Tries to work it inside of it. Leo Carlson with 2 and a chance for the Hattie. He couldn't find it in tight. And now a penalty is being called. A high sticking call to Lysell.
I love what Magnus Havlat did here, though. He loaded up Lysell, Carlson, and Bistad, and then the puck comes into the crease area. Bistad swings it around. It's right on the 11, stick of Carlson.
Penalty, high sticking.
He doesn't handle it cleanly, and then here's the high stick. Careless with the stick, and now with 1:46 left in the third period of a 2-2 game. He got him. Doesn't matter where he got him. The stick came up.
So we'll keep an eye on Joachim Kemmel, number 37 for Finland. A bullet for a shot. Oliver Kapanen, who has been so good in the face-off department all tournament, will take this face-off for Finland against Victor Stjernborg of Sweden. Stjernborg wins it, and it's cleared down the ice.
A good face-off battle in Adam Engstrom. No lingering there. That puck went firmly down the ice.
Raimo Salmi throws it back for Ville Koivunen. And Koivunen will send it back for Raimo Salmi. And across for Koivunen. Koivunen sends it in. He gets ridden hard to the backboards by Sjöholm, and the puck bounces out at center. Raimo Salmi stripped of the puck, short-handed, scores!
The best penalty kill in the tournament belongs to Sweden. And this goal with 1:05 couldn't come at a better time off the penalty kill. The puck skips off of Hamilsalmi. The linesman's leg kind of doesn't help him. And then Stjernborg makes no mistake. He's got his head down. He's ready to bury it. And bury it he does, right between the legs of Lampinen.
The penalty kill for Sweden running about 95% at this World Junior Championship. That is #1 for the tournament. And it is the penalty kill that has given Sweden the lead with 65 seconds on the clock.
That's excitement. Fabian Lysell, who's sitting in the penalty box, we saw him, and you go in there with a lot of stress. Well, I know this, that Fabian isn't happy to be in the penalty box, but he's a little less stressful. And Joakim Kemmel, not his fault. The puck came zipping around, and Emil Salmi trying to keep it in. Bouncing puck over his stick. And the terrific play by Victor Stjernborg was that he just kept going. He just said, I'm going to put pressure on you, and then the puck skips, and Emil Salmi was in trouble, and he buries it.
Sweden hosting next year, trying to get to the Final Four. Bronze medal in August. And 1:05 away from getting to that Final Four. Jani Lampinen in his net. For how long, we will see. Joakim Kemmel plays it back for Hamilsalmi, and there goes Lampinen. Kemmel will send it the rest of the way in. Engström chops it up the boards. It doesn't get out. Comes around for Kemmel. Kemmel will send it back for Hamilsalmi. Back for Kemmel. Oh, what a save! Carl Lindbom. Leather larceny on Joakim Kemmel.
Yeah, well, you talk about coming up big at key moments. Well, Carl Lindbom comes up big on a big shot by Joakim Kemmel. He never hesitates on it, and that glove is up, and Joakim Kemmel, I had it, I got my shot, and I'll take those opportunities next time. Give me one more, he says.
Terrific save. You mentioned good timing on Leo Carlsson getting his first 2 of the tournament. Good timing for Victor Stjernborg to get his first of this World Junior Championship. A shorthanded goal that is the difference right now. And another amazing save by Carl Lindbom. Hamilsalmi goes cross ice. Koivunen back for Hamilsalmi and back for Koivunen. Koivunen lets the shot go scramble at the side of the net. Wraparound try. And now the net is off the pegs as Engström falls into the net. All sorts of traffic.
Well, the puck's below the goal line, and Adam Engström, he sees that Kapanen's going to try to spin it around, and he's doing everything he can to make sure that Kapanen doesn't have an open net here. Just drives right through there, and that's how the net comes off its posts.
Of course, Finland's going to argue that it was intentional. And they may have a case.
I think in the heat of the moment, you're just trying to get to that spot.
Kapanen and Stjernborg face off again, and another face-off win for the captain of Sweden.
And another firm play by Engström there. He made the play that knocked the post off and get into that spot.
And ticked off a body, so no icing. Joakim Kemmel dying seconds. Kemmel, Hamilsalmi. Hamilsalmi sends it in, goes in after it. Battle for Kemmel. Kemmel plays it for Koivunen. Koivunen shot blocked. All sorts of people going down the block shots. And Sweden will advance to the Final Four. 2 goals in the third period.
Adam Engström had a fantastic
fantastic last 40 seconds. Face-off wins, puck firmly down the ice, blocking that wraparound attempt by Oliver Kapanen, and then a great shot block off the shot by Koivunen. Carl Lindbaum was fabulous in this game, and the team in front of him wasn't as fabulous as Carl Lindbaum, and without his excellent goaltending, Sweden is not celebrating. Bjornborg, the hero. The two heroes, him and Leo Carlsson. The disappointment of Finland.
Czechia and Swiss yet to come. Nico Huhtinen, Leo Carlsson tied it, and then Victor Stjernborg shorthanded. That is your game-winning goal as Sweden defeats Finland 3-2 in quarterfinal action.
The last 3.5 minutes of that game, absolutely bananas. And Sweden had lost 4 of the last 6 times they had faced Finland in the knockout stage, while overcoming that hump here today. The first team to advance to the semifinals, and what a start to quarterfinal Monday it has been. And yes, it is just getting going, because we have 3 more quarterfinals to come. The Czechs, the winners of Group A, taking on Switzerland. That game is coming up next in Halifax. The Czechs haven't won a medal at this tournament since 2005, and then Germany and Slovakia looking to play spoiler and upset those powerhouses in North America later today. Well, it was Leo Carlsson and the captain, Victor Stjernborg, doing it for Sweden through to the semifinals. For Dave Reed, Dennis Beck, and Craig Button, I'm Laura Dyken, and thanks for watching our continuing coverage of the 2023 World Juniors.
Patience is waning. Is this entertaining? My patience is waning. Is this entertaining?
Brings it back in front. Shoots forward. How's it possible? Here it is.
Have made the climb up to this hill a couple of times. Halifax, Nova Scotia just looked fabulous all week long for the World Juniors. First time the 2023 World Juniors live up to the name. First games of the new year. Thomas Suchanek, who's been great for Czechia as they won Group A. Only team in the tournament not to lose in regulation. Taking on Switzerland. And a homecoming day for Attilio Biasca. The Swiss captain, also captain of the Halifax Mooseheads. 3 of the last 6 meetings between these two have gone to overtime. As we say hello, Canada, and welcome to our second of 2 quarterfinals on this day. James Duffy alongside Cheryl Pounder and Bob McKenzie. Sweden already into the quarters after that thrilling win in Moncton over Finland. Canada gets its shot against Slovakia in 5 hours. But first, it is Czechia and Switzerland, 2 of the surprise teams of this tournament. Czechia wins 3 games in the group. Shocks Canada on Boxing Day, wins the group. Switzerland wins 3 games in the group, shocks Finland on Boxing Day, and comes 4th in the group because all 3 of those wins come in shootouts or overtime, which cost them valuable points. Either way, this matchup tonight, one of them will play for the first medal in a long time. Gord Miller and Mike Johnson, get you ready.
And James, for this Czech team, when you talk about their strength, the Suchanek goal, but the defense in front of them has been great at both ends of the ice.
And they have, and they really have been led by Stanislav Svozil, their captain, 3rd-round pick to Columbus, who's had a really good year with Regina, playing with Connor Bedard, so he's seen some pretty high-end stuff throughout his year already. But he is the table setter for the entire team. Both ends of the ice, as you mentioned, he leads them or is tied for the lead in scoring with 6 points, but defensively as well, plays in all the tough situations, plays against all the tough opponents. and he does a good job at his own end. Very clean, excellent vision, patience and poise with the puck. He makes everyone else on the ice better when he's out there, when he has the puck on his stick. Spacek, his partner's having a great tournament as well, but they really follow their captain's lead.
So we've seen one dramatic game today. Are we in for another? Well, history says probably yes. You talked about the history between these two teams, James. The last meeting went to overtime, and 3 of Switzerland's 4 games in the opening round went past regulation.
All right, thank you, gentlemen. We show these as brackets, but we remind you the knockout stage of the World Juniors are not brackets. They will reseed the 4 winners of the quarterfinals, meaning if all the top remaining seeds would win, with Sweden already in, it would be number 1 seed Czechia against Sweden, number 2 seed Canada against US, but 8 hours of hockey before we get there. Czechs fully deserving of winning the group, Cheryl, if they are to play for their first medal since 2005. Who has to lead them offensively?
Well, I think one of the players they're going to look to is a New York Ranger prospect, and Yaroslav Malash. Here's a guy, he's a big guy, 6'4", currently playing at Providence College, has 10 points in 18 games there. Of course, he's having an electric tournament, 3 goals, 2 assists, but this is a fast team, James, and when they get into the offensive zone, you know that they're connected. Look for him to be in that inner slot where he leads in those slot shots. He's also big, heavy presence along the wall, leads in terms of rebound and cycle chances as well. Look to take away the eyes of the goaltender.
The biggest cheer and warm-up by far, Attilio Biasca. What a day this will be for him.
Yeah, the Swiss are not as deep offensively as the Czechs, and you heard Gord and MJ talk about that impenetrable defense and goaltender Thomas Ohanek. If Switzerland's going to provide the upset today, it'll be on the shoulders of Biasca and Kananika, 2 Quebec League players. This is Biasca's 3rd World Junior. He had 4 goals in 5 games last year, 2 goals in 4 games this year. Kananika's got a pair of goals so far this year. They are 2/3 of the top offensive line. Kananika plays for the Shawinigan Cataracts, and of course, as you mentioned, Biasca plays for the Halifax Mooseheads, and so a couple of guys that know this rink pretty well.
This is rare air for Czechia. They've only won the group 3 times under the current format at the World Juniors, 96 and then 2000 and 2001. And they won gold those last 2 times back in 2000 and 2001. And Gord mentioned these 2 teams have a long history of playing tight games in knockout stage at the World Juniors. Drop of the puck coming up.
At Sleep Country, we know your pillow is an important part of sleep. And the truth is, most people have the wrong pillow but just don't realize it. No matter if you're a back sleeper or a side sleeper, your head and neck need proper support and alignment. Our sleep experts can provide a free personalized pillow fitting to find the one that's just right for you. Visit us in-store or chat with us online to arrange your fitting today. Right now, when you buy any one of our best-selling pillows, you'll get a second one free. Sleep well, stay well. Sleep Country.
With dementia, you're adrift. By combining research with a full spectrum of care, Baycrest is pioneering breakthroughs. No other organization leads more researchers working to defeat dementia. We believe 50% of dementia cases can be prevented, but we need your help. Donate now, and together, we'll create a future without fear.
The medal round has arrived here at the World Junior Hockey Championship, and this is the day you fear. Win or go home in the quarterfinals. Game number 2 of the day has Czechia taking on Switzerland here in Halifax. The 2 referees today are from Canada, Matthew Minetti and Michael Campbell. The linesmen are Patrick Lagazov from Germany and Daniel Persson from Sweden. Kevin Pash gets the start in goal for the Swiss. He is undefeated for them and has played through 2 shootouts rather. He's allowed 3 goals on 17 attempts so far in 2 shootouts. And for Czechia, he's been the man. Thomas Ohanek has played every minute of their 4 games, a 3-1 record. And he has been relied upon heavily, the second-year goaltender for Tri-City Americans in the Western Hockey League. Marco Bayer is in his 3rd year as the head coach of the Swiss national team. Says his team comes here with lots of confidence after a 3-1 record in their round in Moncton. And Radim Rulek was the first head coach of the national junior team in 2006. Returned last year, so his 3rd time around in the last 16 years. Last meeting was on Boxing Day in 2019. Czechia won it 2-1 in overtime.
Okay, boys, you're gonna stay right here, okay?
Here we
okay,
go.
guys, let's have a good one here.
Czechs of the home team will have the last change. David Jiricek fires that down to the Swiss zone. Jiricek, the first-round pick, 6th overall with the Columbus Blue Jackets in the most recent NHL draft. And this Czech defense has been extraordinary so far. Long lead pass. In comes the Roman. Shoot, scores! Roman on the backhand. 22 seconds in, and Switzerland has the lead.
What a start for Switzerland. Suhanek was paralyzed because it's early in the game. Puck gets bounced off the stick to Hotchek. Suhanek could get, it's at the hash marks. Robin does not touch this until the hash marks. Look at this, the lower hash mark. Nice little move at full flight too to pull that slide at 5-hole, but Suhanek's got to step out of the crease and just shoot that puck into the corner. Tough read for Suhanek to start the game.
So Louis Robin, who plays for Val-d'Or in the Quebec Major Junior League, one of 10 major junior players from the CHL on the Swiss roster. And just like that, Switzerland grabs the early advantage. On opening day, they took down Finland in overtime, sending shockwaves through the tournament, then beat Latvia in a shootout, and closed out with a shootout win over Slovakia in their last preliminary round game.
Also worth noting, these two teams played each other in the pre-tournament competition, and Switzerland won that game.
Yeah, 4-2, and that was Suhanek in goal for the Czechs. Jabala works in, his pass missed